for joining us. I really, really appreciate it for taking time out of your very busy schedule.
You're
So I'm not going to
welcome.
assume everyone here knows me because I know that some people would come from your page. So I would like to introduce
Yeah.
myself. Hi, Agrobiz. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Durosinmi Etti. I'm the founder of AGS Tribe. So AGS Tribe is a platform that connects women to each other and to opportunities like grants, fellowships, scholarships, jobs, and the rest. So I decided to start doing this series because a lot of people always saw the success, people only used to celebrate their success stories and all that.
Yeah.
People never talk about the failures along the way and all the things that you have to face. So I decided, let me start bringing people on, because behind every success story, there are a lot of stumbling blocks. There are things that, would have happened that would have, hampered them from getting to where they are currently, but they decided to still push through against all odds. So, without too much, ceremony and all of that, because I feel like I'm repeating myself all the time, I'm just going to,
But you're
welcome
doing it
you
all
to the
the
community.
time, yeah.
I know. So I would just like, to welcome you to the AGS Tribe series.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tell us about yourself. We're just going to dive into it. Let's not waste too much time, because trust me, people are waiting for you. So, so tell us.
I try not to be nervous. Let me say that, because I feel like, for every interview you do, you kind of like have jitters and all that. So I just try to keep calm. So most people are probably seeing me here for the first time. My name is Olamide Agunloye. I'm CEO of Iconola. I design clothes, and I ventured into designing buildings and decor work and everything. Hello, Timmy. I'm seeing some people come and join in. Yeah, thank you guys for coming in. So I'm also a mother of 3 boys. My last son is going to be 13 in 2 days. So I can say that I'm a mother of teenagers. And it's daunting. Yeah, so that's me really.
Fantastic. Okay. So now
I know you have questions for me. I talk better when people ask me questions.
I have questions. Yes, so I'm just going to get right into it. So we know that you're the brain behind, the Agunloye brand, and it was one of the first Nigerian ready-to-wear brands, and you're a pioneer in that industry. So tell us why and how you came up with the brand, how you even decided that you were going to do ready-to-wear, and how you even came up with the name Agunloye. It's always interesting to hear, the stories behind, the name and all that, how you come up with that name. So I really like to know.
Okay, I've known that I was going to do design maybe since I was like 17. By the time I was 19, I was toying with like different names. So my English name is Veronica, and if it's broken down, it means Vera Icon. So if everybody knows, I think the Saint Veronica is the lady that gave Jesus Christ handkerchief or something. So the very image is the word Vera Icon. So I took the icon and the Ola from Olamide and Iconola. And, yeah, so that's the origin of the name. But what it means really is the image of Ola, wealth and honor, which is Ola. So I want to believe that that's what all the clothes embody. I hope that it translates into all the designs, really.
Fantastic.
So I started out doing bridal, to be honest, and I just really wanted to do a lot of like the glitz and glam. And then after a while, it kind of just was daunting, and the industry was very new. 2003, it was very new. So we just started out doing clothes that we loved for people, the demand. It was hard because a lot of people didn't want what the next person had, which was my core. Is I wanted to reproduce the same styles over and over and over again. So it's been daunting, but it's been good. I would say I've loved every bit of it. I've been able to use my education to build my business. So that's a good thing, because I studied product development in textiles and clothing. So that's it. That's the Iconola story. And we're here today. Yes.
Fantastic. So did you ever work, like do a 9-to-5 job or anything, or you just went straight out, into entrepreneurship?
I'm one of those people that didn't do anything. I came to Nigeria, got my call-up letter. I was supposed to work with Go Back Home. And I just was not impressed by the first day I went to work. And I just didn't like the work ethic. So I left. I got in trouble for leaving, but I just couldn't do it. So I've never done a 9 to 5. You know, I went from uni, I worked a few odd jobs, and then I started my business. So I'm one of those people that I started really early, very early, yeah. And I've
Wow. So
only
how
ever
did you
worked for
build your
myself.
discipline? Because I know that, me, I worked, first. In fact, I worked in a couple of places before I decided to start my business. So how did you build that discipline? Because for me, I feel like it was a lot of things that I learned, like work ethic, core values, building relationships, leading people, stuff like that. Those are the things that I learned while I was
Hmm.
working in some of the places that I worked before. So how were you able to build that discipline to say, you know what, I'm going to be
Well,
serious about this business. I'm going to wake up, every day and get things done,
every day.
things like that. How did you do that?
Yeah. I would say like I've worked 2 to 3 jobs since I was like 17. I have a lot of energy, even though a lot of people say I look so calm. Like I feel like I'm always bubbling inside. I've just always worked. I like money. So to me, I like to see the end result of my hard work, and I like to see the things that I do and the things that I'm capable of doing. That drives me. Um, Being able to work from the age of 17, I've worked at a salon, I've worked at a restaurant, I worked in the library, I ran my own businesses, like selling cards. I did hair for people. Like, so to me, it's just, I don't like being idle. That's one of the things about me. And my kids hate that. I have to be doing something at every point in time. So I feel like that work ethic, I blame Dr. Agunloye for it. That's my dad. It's inside our blood. I'd say, like, I don't know, maybe my great grandfather was just a sufferer, but that's it. I think it's inside the blood, In terms of like how I'm able to build my business, I think for me is I learn as I'm going, and it's been a beautiful 16 years, 16, 17 years at this point. It's been a lot of ups and downs. Obviously, we're going to talk about a few of them today.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's really just pressing on and the need to see it succeed. So I have a vision in my head and it doesn't change. And that's the unfortunate thing about it is that vision for me is like until I get to it, I can't stop. So I'm one of those people, I don't stop and I don't take no for an answer, and it can be annoying. So, and I
Wow.
have very, very, very high standards of what I want. So I
Wow.
don't know. It's just
That's
inside.
amazing.
Yeah.
So that means, your business was the first business you ever did, and you stuck with it for almost 20 years.
Yes. Yes.
Oh wow,
For
that's
me,
that.
yeah. I wanted to do other things. And to be honest, I've tried other things. When I was in Abuja, I tried to juggle Iconola with catering. And I think that went well for like a year or two until I just thought, ugh, it was distracting me. And if I had to choose, like I keep telling everybody that if I have to choose, I choose Iconola because I feel like Iconola is me. So I have to always choose me. So
Yeah.
there's no compromise there. If I'm given the option to choose anything, I would come back to myself. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the challenges that you faced and or big wins, with this business that you set up?
Well, challenges, I think, obviously, the mentality of even the buyers, the customers, the mentality of staff, just trying to win the mindset of people was the very first challenge, and we just kept going. Raising money, it's very capital intensive, even till today. Like, if you can imagine, like, I'm producing with almost 2, 3 million a month, whether I make money or I don't make money. And to me, because the vision is when you come into the store, you see up to 100 different styles, and each style has up to 6 to 15 pieces each, really. You can imagine the kind of money that it takes to produce. It's quite intensive, planning it, making sure that everything is to quality, everything is to fit, like the store looks nice, how the customers are treated. It, it's just intricate. I have a lot of background in the education because that's what I studied, and then
Yeah.
I did a lot of like sales work like while I was in uni. So I've been able to bring everything together. raising money, loaning money, owing money. Those are the problems that we have in my
Okay.
business.
And then
So
talent
when the
management.
debtors come, yes, when the debtors come, sometimes it's hard. But you know, like I was saying to someone yesterday, I know that I have to do the work because I have bills to pay at the end of the month. I have salaries to pay at the end of the month. And, you know, I still want to be able to look nice and do my hair and my nails and pay my children's school fees and all that thing. So you wake up every morning and you have a goal. You have to just keep going. You can't really think, I didn't make it yesterday, or yesterday wasn't great, or yesterday didn't meet up. You just have to keep going. And it's distracting enough from anything that's going on. So sorry, I will start speaking Yoruba very soon. It's like me, right here around me. I have to make money. It's almost
Mm-hmm.
like whatever the problems life is bringing, whatever anybody said is like, I just need to make my ends meet because I can't have, I always tell my friends, I can't have all these problems and then still be broke, you know? So that's one of the driving factors for me. It's like, I just have to make my ends meet.
Wow, fantastic. That's really, really inspiring.
Someone
Like you
said
always have
five.
to find something to drive you. Something needs to drive
Yeah.
you. You know, if nothing is driving you, then you don't really have any reason to push. So it's important for you to
The
find that,
picture
you
I
know, that
have in my mind for how it ends is what drives me because I do the math and I know what this business and what this industry is capable of doing. And when I tell people, like it almost seems like, did you just calculate that? These are things that I see in my mind. So one of the examples I always give people is the amount of money that we spend on clothing every year in this Nigeria. There are at least 1 million people leaving this country every year with at least $1,000. How much is that? 1 trillion naira. That's how much goes out of the country, at least 2 to 4 times a year. And then we'll complain that our economy is bad, our economy is bad. So one of the things that drives me is the potential of the industry, how many jobs you can provide for people, you know, just so many things. And they're making the average Joe look nice. Because I cringe when I see people and they don't look nice. I almost want to touch them and fix them. So that's another problem. I've learned to keep my hands to myself because it's not everybody that takes that well. Yeah.
yeah, interesting. So on your journey, I know that everyone has a safe space, everyone has someone they talk to and all of that. So do you have any mentors or any sponsors, anyone who has been very, very instrumental to your growth? Who are those people and how were they, you know, helpful in, you know, on your journey? How have they been helpful on your journey?
To be honest, a lot of my mentors up until maybe last year were very virtual people. So like I look at people like Tyra, like Oprah, you know, like women that were strong in their business and have like longevity and were able to or transform themselves. People like Madonna, people who are able to stay relevant are the people that I've been looking up to. But then and then I realized, and this is not to diss anybody around me, I realized that Oromiti to everybody, to what around. So like I'm constantly chatting about business and the way forward. And to some people, it's like this girl is ITK. This girl is and she knows too much, she's doing too much. So I couldn't really relate to a lot of my friends. You know, even I'm gonna be 40 this year. And when I say that I have
Wow.
teenagers, you know, a lot of people my age have younger children. So I've never really been able to relate with people my age, and I don't know a lot of older people. But as older people are coming around me now, I just beg them. I'm like, you know what? Can I just ask you a question? Can you just help me for 1 month? Can you just? I just do over Sabi, and I'm begging them. And luckily for me, I've known a lot of bankers because Mojag Base. I start asking bank people like, how do you guys do it? What do you think this idea is? So I run my plans by a lot of older people, but I can't say that I have a mentor. It's just me just doing busybody and just asking. So even some of the models that we built in our business are based on the expectations of bankers and marketers, because those are the people that I talk to all the time, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
They said I look so
Fantastic.
young. Thank you.
I love
Thank
that you
you.
spoke about I love that you spoke about veteran mentorship because a lot of people feel like they must have mentors that they're talking to every day. You know, they must
Every
have
day.
people that they're bouncing off ideas off to. But you can actually look at people online, look at different people. Like one of the people who have inspired me, I think, the most in this life, apart from my parents, is Kobe Bryant, and he's not here. You know, he's
I
not.
see
He's
that in your post. Yeah, I see that in
yeah,
your
he's
post.
not here. But I think that I a lot of things I do now, I think about him. I'm like, oh my gosh, what would Kobe do? Or Kobe wouldn't do this. You know, he has the Mamba mentality. You know, and he's not here. I
Yeah.
can't ask him any questions. I can never ask him any questions. But you know, his life really, really inspired me, and I really, really think about some of the steps that he would have taken if he were still here. So I
You know,
love how you mentioned
yeah. The
virtual
thing about
mentorship.
mentorship is having a physical mentor or even a virtual mentor holds you accountable. For me, like I'm a very deep thinker, so I'm until by mommy and if it makes sense. But like I'm constantly holding myself up to a standard that even I can't meet. I can't lie. And I hold people up to it as well. But at this rate, I just give everybody 75%. If you can try and get to a little bit to 70, I don't mind now. Because a lot of people always say things like I'm insatiable, you know, my goals are unrealistic. Even when I gist with other business women and I tell them what I'm trying to do now, to get to the next step. I can't even tell people what my real end goal is because it's like it's so big, but I don't know, I just know it's achievable and I don't know what makes me know it, but I just know it. I wake up
Yeah.
every morning and I've done the math in my head. So even sometimes I'm telling God, I like, Lord, it works on people. Why is it not working in my business? You know, and that makes me keep going back to the equations that I put down of how many to sell, how many to make, how to market, you know. So I'm able to keep holding myself accountable. But I think that's the major thing about mentorship is having somebody to account to say that, you know what, I've been able to do A, B, C, D. What's the next step? And then when it comes to doing the next step, you go and say mutishe, which is what a teacher does. They give you a test and then they mark it, really. But you're the one that
You
has
are
to do
also
all
going
the
to
work.
say something that you are going to say something like, oh, you didn't have really like any physical mentors until last year. So who was the mentor who
Yes.
came aboard last year?
Well, he's one of the EDs of a bank. Let me not mention the name.
Okay. Okay.
So it's one of your later questions. You know, you just be going on your own, or wash it,
Okay.
and then somebody says, "Oh, fine girl," and I don't do fine girl roles. So to me, I'm just like, Uncle, please, can you not fine girl me? Can you just help me with my business? So just being able to say, okay, these are the plans that I have. Over the next 2 months, I'm going to write you a report every Sunday, and I'm going to ask you a few things, and I'm going to put some things in place. Do you think I should? Do you think I should not? I was able to do that, and to be honest, I didn't raise the number of staff that I have. So I went from we even sacked one tailor. So we went from maybe 17 tailors to 16 tailors, and we literally doubled our production and doubled our sales in 3 weeks. And to me, that
Wow.
was wow, because all he had to say is like, you're not doing anything wrong. You just need to work a bit more effectively, and you have to be present. So I was doing CEO a lot. So I don't come to work early in the morning. I'm leaving my staff to do everything. And it's like, no, you have to be there at 7:45. You know, so those are the things that I took away. And for someone who was in that position, telling me that I still market the bank, this is what I require, this is what the bank has done for me. You know, I remember he was telling me the kind of car he's driving, Onwa G-Wagon, and he said, Bank lo fun mi ni moto. You know, and it made me think that, look, can I ever get to the point where I can actually give my staff that kind of vehicle to run my business for me and have certain expectations? Because you see all these marketers in the bank, they are running helter-skelter, but they're getting paid 1 million naira, 2 million naira a month to go and be looking for 1 billion. You know, so they know what is expected of them and they know what their receivables are. So it's easy for them to know that they have to do the work. Do you get? So to me, I could put some things on my staff and say, if you do X, Y, Z, bye bye to me. So as soon as I started putting some
Yeah.
incentives in place, you know, they were doing way beyond what
Yeah.
they even thought
Capacity.
they could do. And that translated a lot. Like sometimes you'll be amazed what a box of pizza will do for a tailor. You know, so those were the things that we were trying to put in place. Like, what kind of incentives that is meaningful to them, not meaningful to me, because 5K might not have meaning for me, but it has meaning for my staff. So, you know, those little things that pushes people. It could be Bafoni, you know. Sorry, I speak
Sorry,
Yoruba
so
a
repeat
lot.
yours. Yeah, I would like to say that.
Well, it could be take this phone, you know, it could be take a box of pizza. Once you treat your staff well and you understand what their own needs are, you are able to drive them a lot better. I think that was one of the things that mentorship did for me. To be honest, it didn't last for more than a month, but this was me being very, very intentional. I was very intentional to say, you know what, I'm not going to entertain, what do you want? You're a fine girl, you are this. This is, uncle, you have to help me with my business because I can make this money, which is another thing that drives me. I know my business can make money. So at the end of the day, I don't need handout from people. I don't need anything. I even told him, I said, I don't need a loan from the bank. I need to sell. If I'm selling the amount of clothes I think is possible in a day, I will be borrowing the bank money. At least I'll be borrowing people money. So to me, it's just, you know, like I could understand the rudimentary of the business very well. And I
Yeah.
went after it. And without guidance, I would be honest, it actually changed the way we do things, even till now.
Oh, fantastic. I love that you also, you've
Yeah.
given us this example because that's the power of a physical mentor as well. Somebody who you
Yeah.
can, you know, talk to and can make changes very, very quickly. So thank you
Mm.
for that example.
Something I can agree with you also, because I think one of the things I said to him was I have friends who, like I said, thought I was doing oversabi. They thought my dreams were a bit too big. I
Yeah.
felt like I was limited in the circle of people that were around me. So I had a few people that if I said, oh, I want to hire 10 extra tailors, they would be like, I don't, are your overheads not too much? You know, but I knew why I wanted to do it. So I held back on some things. So this is also changing the circle of people that you have around you. You can't have small-minded people around you and be chasing big goals. That's one thing I've
Mm.
learned so far. Last year, that was the biggest lesson. And I had to cut away from communicating with a lot of people because I couldn't stay with them, their mindset. It was pulling me back and I can't do it because I don't feel like my life is so expansive, you know. And like I said, I believe in the end goal so much that I can't afford to slow down.
Hmm. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So, how has this season been? You know, this whole lockdown season, nobody's really buying clothes. Has it really affected business, or how are you even positioning your brand for the post-COVID era? Can you take us through that, please? Because you're one of the idols, you know, in the fashion industry.
I
So I'm
don't
sure a
know.
lot of people are here looking up to
Don't I
you and
don't
thinking,
know, please, I'm begging you. Let me say something. And I only say this to, I hope that there's nobody out there that is not really my friend. I only say things to people that know me well. You know, like I do turn over a lot of money every month, but I have a lot of bills I'm paying, you know, and I have a lot of loans I'm servicing and stuff like that. So sometimes making ends meet is not as easy as you think. And in March, I had saved up some money, but I had to travel an emergency trip to sort something out. I got back on the 18th, and between me and you, when I got back, I don't even think, maybe apart from dollars and some savings I had, in my business account, I had 4K, you know, and I just thought to
wow,
myself, okay, I have till the end of the month to be able to sort out some things. So I know we will sell. But then everybody started talking about lockdown. I thought, lock, waiting. What are you even locking? I have to pay salaries because this is not about me eating. My staff, I have like 20 staff. What am I going to give them? So
wow,
I first of all just prayed overnight. On the 19th, I told my kids I can't take them to school. Driver will take you to school. Mommy needs to just detox. I went on my knees and I told God, I said, you know what? This between me and you, I'm okay. I can raise money for Olamide, but I cannot push my tailors and my staff away. And something just said to me to do a sale and don't close down. Do as much as you can. And the way I look at it is this is the world, it's big, but what you want is tiny. So I told God, I said, all I want is about 50 people that will be coming to my page to buy something almost every day. And that's my honest prayer for my business. I'm able to sell 50 pieces a day. That's my initial goal. And as soon as I put out this sale, I was selling within 4 days. I finished paying salary.
Wow.
People were buying clothes. I don't know what happened. God answered my prayers. And I had to call some of my business friends as well. I was like, you guys, try and liquidate what you have. Because we're not entered panic zone. So people have not started panicking. The lockdown has just begun. You can't do this at the end of the lockdown. Start in the beginning. And I was able to save money. I was able to do so much. I can't even tell you all the things I was able to do. All I was going to continue reason. But I was able to do so much. And just because I just kept at it. When the store closed, because I live close to the store, I kept going. I would sit in the store for 4 hours every day, put everything up on the story. You have to do the work yourself sometimes. And I was selling. And then I was calling my business friends. If now she included all these people, I was telling them, Lola, you people, I don't know what's going on. I'm selling. I'm actually bagging the clothes. I'm actually delivering because I just knew that all it took were a few people. I'm not asking the whole of Nigeria to come and buy. Sometimes all you need is 5 good clients. And those 5 good clients, they're not like me that have 4K in their account. They've been able to save 4 million or 5 million. They can spend 50K. That was the way I looked at it. And I was just targeting people. I was very consistent. And I just kept going with it. And as much as I was doing that, to be honest, I'm still selling till today. I still sold today.
Wow.
It's just consistency, and then the ideas just kept coming up, and the ideas just kept coming up. And I want to speak Yoruba again. God was with me, and God kept the customers coming, and I just feel like God uses your customers to bless you, and that's one of the things for me. I pray for my customers. I think like the customer a lot, so I'm not thinking like, oh, all I have is 4K, so don't do anything. I was thinking like the person that had 2M and just thought, you know what? I'm on holiday. Can I just shop? Because some people are just on a holiday. Some people are still getting paid their salary. So that was the way I was thinking. I was thinking about those customers. I wasn't thinking about people that were struggling or doing business. I was thinking of people that really, really wanted. And then we started doing different products like mentorship. I started pushing the franchise. Right now, I have like 2 wholesalers that are signing up. I have somebody inquiring about franchising. I've been able to sign up mentors. So I've just been able to do so much just because I didn't give up. I didn't slow down. And for me, I've gone through different failures before. So to me, I didn't enter panic mode. I think that's the other thing, because it is natural to enter panic mode when something happens. But because I've been through it before, I've seen it. I'm so sorry for those that don't understand Yoruba. I've entered plenty hour before. So I know how to panic and I know how to stay calm. So for me, because I didn't panic, I was able to let the calm bring things up. I don't know if that makes sense. And it helped my business. And still till today, one of my deepest prayers last year was, I'm running this business, I'm doing this, but Lord, I pray to be very relevant. I pray to have value so that other people can buy into my business. Because until some people buy into your business, you might not be successful. Until people come, the most successful people are people that have an army of people behind them. That when they bring out a product, 1 million people buy it. That is because it's in the numbers. And because I recognize that, that was where my prayer was. I'm talking too much.
No, I'm loving it. I'm loving it because people need to hear this. A lot of people, have shut down. They're not really thinking about, what to do in these times, especially fashion designers. Like, you can make face masks. You can make all kinds of things. Yeah. So the people that are even getting the contracts now for face masks, the people that started making face masks for fashion at the beginning. Yeah. So government has identified them, or their friends have recommended them for different things. So it's the people that start early, they have that first mover advantage. So I'm loving what all you're saying. Like, trust me, I'm loving it.
Honestly, don't panic. Think about ways to go into business. For me, I didn't even think face mask. That first 2 days, people were calling me face mask, this, face mask, that. And I said, I want to do hospital gear, bed sheets. Those are the things that I'm trying to do with my business. We're opening another channel of production now that will handle what I call clothing. So fashion is on this side, clothing is on the other side. So you look at it and you think, where is the world going to? For me, I have a lot of information about the fashion world because I keep in the know. I keep in the know of what is going on in the fashion industry, what's happening. When Macy's and Bloomingdale's and all these companies are closing down. They're not going to recover as quickly. Where are people going to come to shop? Africa. Where people want to come and shop for human resources? Africa. So to me, I was just thinking opportunities. I wasn't really thinking in terms of what will go wrong. And I quote Bible passage. I don't know where it is in the Bible, but I kept saying that the 10,000 will fall on my right, 100,000 will fall on my left, but I will still be standing. And that if this season is going to be bad for everybody and good for one person, Lord, please, can I be that one person? That was my prayer. I just kept thinking that let me be among the few that does not fail during this period. And when God said go, I was going. I didn't question. I didn't second guess myself. I've done it in the past, to be honest, but that's the reason why I'm able to go now. I didn't say, oh, I can't do this. When somebody said, oh, will you do video? Will you do this? Before I'd have been thinking, I have not done this. It's not perfect. Oh my God, until this. But right now, I just thought, you know what? God will use people to talk to you, Olamide. When somebody says, drink Fanta, I will drink it. When somebody says, come and call somebody, have you spoken to Kemi today? I will just call Kemi. I just kept going because I just felt like God has to move through me in this time. And I just kept going and I just kept going. And to me, you can only take the first step. You don't know how far you're going to go. And
Yep.
like you said, people are looking. People are hearing what you are doing. People are going to expand you based on what they see. If you show one, that's one thing we learned in secondary school when they say you should come and tithe or you come and give offering. If you give zero times 1 million is zero. But if you give one and you ask God to bless it, 1 times 1 million is one. 1 times 1 million is 1 million. So at least bring something out. That was one thing for me. So I called medical doctors. I asked them for advice. I called tech people. I asked them for advice. I asked all this, my uncle, somebody. I will call them that, boss, do you know anybody in Lagos State that is interested in this and that? Some people just put me on the back burner. But even recently, something I was chasing is just clicking. And I've been chasing it since the beginning of COVID. In fact, I just left it. I just told God that, it's going to come, it's going to come. So you just take the first step, put it in prayer, and see how God will multiply it. I think that's been something for me.
Okay, I love what you said about taking the first step. Like for this failure series, I have been putting it off since last year because I wanted it to be a YouTube series, But I started, having a headache. I'm like, I cannot just do videos and be editing it by myself because I'm so busy and I know that it's going to be taking too much of my time. I even went to do a video shoot for one episode, but I got there. I ended up doing something else. I never did it. And then this COVID thing happened. The Holy Spirit just said, start now. And I was like, okay, I can do some Instagram live and we'll see how it goes. I was started on Instagram live. People were telling me, if I record this thing, I can help you, I can send you the steps. I'm like, no, I'm not recording anything because it's too much pressure. Somebody now sent me a DM, said, see, I'm going to download this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm like, okay, as long as you're the one doing it, as long as it's not me, because I don't have the energy to eventually finish this live video, now download it. So I had to hire somebody to even take care of that. But now we now have our YouTube channel, and it was from all these live videos. And I got a call to say, oh, Ife, do you do Instagram live videos? Would you like to host Mr. Hakim Bello Saga? And I was like, of course. My schedule cleared, right? My schedule cleared. So imagine if I didn't take that step. So I totally understand all what you're saying.
The thing that's wrong with most women, women were waiting for perfect. And one of my friends even told me, she was like, Lamidi, you're such a perfectionist. See me,
No.
If it is not arranged on top of each other, I will sit on it. This YouTube thing that you have been saying, I have some projects that I've started 4 years ago, 3 years ago, that I'll pay money, tape like 4 shows by Cibicon. Because I'm waiting for it to be perfect. I'm waiting for the perfect timing. I don't even know why I don't learn, because my life is written by God. Nothing that I have in my life is planned. Everything just happened as God wants it to happen. So I just feel like, taking the first step and trusting, there's a saying that says that you trust who is holding your hand, because you're not doing it by yourself. So if you have a bit of faith, put it to test. That's another thing I told a lot of my friends when COVID started. I said, look, all I have is my mustard seed of faith. And that's all God said I should have. It's just small, because
Yes.
if I look at the faith too long, it can crumble. That, so let me just give this my small mustard seed of faith to God, and it worked like magic for me. I can't lie, and I'm actually excited when I wake up, because I'm like, oh Lord, I don't know where the day is going to take me, because it seems like, oh, today is a good day. I don't know where tomorrow is going to take me. I will get to this. I have a building. I have a tenant that is trying to pay rent in COVID times. So to me, I'm like, you can't just stay and just be thinking, and just move, just take the step, just
Just
start,
move. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
know what your expectations are. Rome was not built in a day, yes, but when you start, you know that you are one step closer to where you are going. I said it before. I have a big vision for Econola. I'm embarrassed to say it to myself. I don't think I've ever said it to any human being before. I will show people small. I will show them small over here. I will explain. Even my sister that runs my factory with me, when I'm talking to her, she knows. She always tells me, keep your big dream to yourself. Don't worry, we'll implement the stage we are at. Because she knows that if I start talking about it, it's almost like, oh, this girl, you're lying to yourself. It's not going to happen. But because I see it in my mind and I don't focus on how God will do it, I just know God said he will do it for me. We're trying to help God to arrange how he will do it. So you're looking for money, you're thinking, oh, how? Maybe when 5 customers come in. What about when one customer comes in and changes your life? That has happened to me time and time again. When one person, or even when a disappointment turns to a blessing, so those are the things that you can trust. When you know the person that is ahead of you, you can just walk majestically and say that, you know what, I'm a child of God. I always tell people that I don't go to church. So I'm not the kind of person that carries Bible on my head, but I know who God is in my life. I can't even lie. I
Yeah.
do.
There's always beauty in the journey.
Mm.
That's why it's always good to start anyhow you
And
go,
yeah,
anywhere you find yourself. Okay, so the next question, I wanted to ask is, how are your kids? How are they doing? I heard you just talked about them, how you told them that this COVID, it's you and them and everything. So how are they doing?
yeah.
I know you have three
My dear,
boys.
my children are on their own. I think we were in holiday mode, but school has started. Luckily for me, my kids are older. The maid went away, the house help went away, the cook went away. But I took the time because I have two of my boys with me. The other one is in America, the oldest. So I have the almost 15 and the 13-year-old with me. I took this time to think they are going to hate you, but they're going to love you later. So that's what I started with. I started out by introducing myself afresh. I told them, I said, you have a shouting mommy. I'm going to scream a lot. I'm going to be cranky. Every small thing. I say COVID. They said, why do I call it as if it's a human being? I'm like, it's a COVID time. So I taught my children how to cook. I taught them how to clean. So we clean the house together, we cook together. When I realized that they will not work out with me, far away one, I started working out on my own. I don't eat the way they eat because they are boys, so that I can keep my fresh figure. So I just made sure that their lives were comfortable. There's food in the house, they can cook, so that I'm not stressed, especially because I actually do come to the office for a couple of hours a day at least. So they're okay. They have their PlayStation. Now that they're school, all I just scream is, have you started school? Sorry, I'm gonna scream. I just scream, and my kids know me. They do this time when they feel like I'm cranky, because I told them, I said, when you think I'm being too cranky, just flash your mommy. So they're fine, they're very good, lovely boys. They're very loving, they're very affectionate, they're very helpful. So I think it's been a good time to bond and regroup, because the question in my mind is always, what kind of man do you want him to be when he's 30? That's the way you must handle him now. So, one of the things they have to do when they wake up in the morning, I'm that mommy. You have to kiss me. Good morning. You have to hug me. You know, if they bring me my coffee, I make sure that, because I always tell them that, are you going to do this to your wife? Are you, so you won't cook for your wife? So I'm always trying. My last son is the one that cooks. He loves cooking. He's even said his cooking is better than my own now. So I think we're okay. We're okay during COVID. It's not been a bad time really.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. So now, I'm getting into it now.
You're getting in there.
And I want to apologize in advance, because I know that this is always going to be a sensitive topic and all of that.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, I think in 2018, at the end of 2018, you did an interview with Dan Network. And we also saw that interview where you spoke about publicly for the first time that you abused, you were in an abusive marriage and all of that. And then, so you spoke about it. And, when I watched that video, I cried. I cried. I was with my friend. I was like, oh my gosh, how did this woman go through this kind of thing? And, she's still standing and all of that. Domestic violence is something that is so tough. A lot of people, a lot of women, even men, in fact, are going through domestic violence, and it's not something that's easy to go through. Some people, it's hitting, some people it's emotional abuse, some people it's for people it's different. There are different issues. So I just wanted to first commend your bravery, obviously, for first speaking about it, because I know that it is not easy, and it took you years. Because I think maybe I think you left the marriage maybe even 7 years ago now. I'm not sure if I'm guessing the year right, but it took you years and years to come out publicly and talk about it. So I must commend your bravery, because it must have been a very, very traumatic experience. So how were you able to manage? I'm not focusing on that. I'm not focusing on the domestic abuse right now. But how were you able to manage yourself in that moment, in that time that it was happening? How were you able to manage self-development, for example? How were you able to manage your business, for example? Just to give other people context, because I know that other women might be going through this and they might be on this call right now. So how are they able to manage that?
Okay. Okay, first of all, the video was easy for me to do. I think because it was so long ago. And when something is your story, it's your story, I looked at my life at the point at which I left my marriage. I felt like a fraud. This is a Miss Happy-Go-Lucky, everything seems perfect. But I knew that I wasn't happy, and I knew the kinds of things that I had endured. So to me, leaving was not as difficult. Let me put it that way. It wasn't as difficult. It doesn't mean that it wasn't its own journey, but it wasn't as difficult. And looking back to it, a lot of it, to be honest, even till today, is like a dream. It's like me, because even my friends are like, it doesn't look like me, And one of the things I would say that I came to think in my head is, when you are very strong and we are very strong-willed and you're very boisterous, like a lion, what do human beings do to lions? They tie it down and they cage it. So the instinct for a partner who cannot handle the energy that is around them is to try and cover it or cage it. So I've come to now 9 years, let me put it this way, 9 years after, I've come to understand it and be responsible and accountable to, I say, my part, which is one of the things I said in the video, because I want people to understand that there's always a path that you are taking. I've prayed to God to forgive me that despite the things that I saw, I still chose that person. Despite the things that I knew this person might be capable of that did not resonate with the kind of person I was, I still stuck it through. So I've come to God to say, please forgive me. I didn't do my own self-justice by choosing this person. Now, there are lots of women who are still with whoever this person is. So that's the first stage. You have to almost come and say, you did this. Part of it is, it might not be a 50-50 fault thing. And I'm not saying that any abuser is justified, but you have, even if it's a 10% fault in it. One of the things I told one of my friends a few weeks ago was, if maybe the first time, I screamed, I told everybody what was going on. Maybe it won't have escalated because the reaction would have been so shocking even to him. But you know, we as women, we have so many voices that we're listening to. Church is talking to you, society is talking to you, auntie is talking to you, mommy is talking to you, mother-in-law is talking to you. Sometimes you get lost and you don't really know who to listen to. But I'm here as a woman to say that you have to listen to yourself first. You know, so I would say that for anybody that is going through, and this is not even to say that domestic violence is the only problem out there, because a lot of people are going through other issues that are not even that related. You know, some people are going through things that me olegba, you know, maybe I took slap, but there are some things I also cannot take, you know. So you realize that you have to be accountable and then you have to make change. And it's not every change that requires you to leave your husband. You know, some change is you. Some change is your reaction. Some change is that. So that's what most women, first of all, have to do for themselves. For me, while I was married, it was easy and it wasn't easy. The part that we will not say in stories is that we had a long distance relationship for most of the marriage because I don't know how to stay with things that are not good. So I moved from London. I came to Nigeria by myself. When he came to Nigeria, he lived in Abuja. I lived in Lagos. Then I went. It was when I went and moved to Abuja that I saw most of the really deep stuff. Let me call it that. And I couldn't stay with it. So for the length of the 7 years, I don't know that we were living together for more than 3. But there's also that voice, divorce is not good, you know, what are you going to do? Can you afford to be on your own? Is there a stigma? You know, who have I stigmatized that was not in their marital homes? Those are the things that I had to look deep within myself so that I could make the choice. And it was easy for me to make the choice when I heard the voice say, Olamide, you have to choose your regrets wisely. I can't forget that voice. It's still in my head because every time I do something, I hear it, choose your regrets wisely. And I looked at myself and I thought, I can stay with this person for the rest of my life and I can walk away for the rest of my life. If I walk away, I'm going to have regret. And if I stay, I'm going to have regret. Choose the one you want wisely. So when I left with bragado, you come and beg me. And it did not happen. Let me just put it that way. That's a story for another day. So to me, the resolve to then stay away became apparent. While I was in marriage, I would say that I was deeply confused because there were good days, amazingly good days, and there were days that there was full of support, and there were days that were bad. You know, and when there is a confusion, you know, it's now that I can say it, I can beat my chest and I can say God is not a God of confusion. But even then, I didn't know it. You know, you wake up in the morning and you don't know what to expect. Is he going to be happy with me today? You know, is everything going to be okay today? You're walking on eggshells around. So those are the things that I had to deal with my business. But my business was constant because I wanted to succeed. There were also things that I would say inside the marriage made me make sure that I would succeed is because I was part breadwinner. So it wasn't like, oh, I didn't need the money. I needed it. So in order to plan my business well, I just kept thinking, I don't care what's happening at home. How many hours am I spending there really? Maybe 7 to 11 when I sleep. Do you get? So to me, I just thought, go to work and do your work. You know, I was still telling my friend last week, and I shouldn't say this. It's not supposed to be a topic. I remember a day that I think he must have hit me in the morning. And I went to work and I was diving deep in my work and I had such a beautiful, successful day. And I got home at night and I made dinner and I was gisting and I was wondering why he's not talking to me. Until I went to bed and I put my head on the pillow. And you know, when you put your head on the pillow, you kind of go through your whole day. And I was about to sleep and I thought, what happened this morning? And I remembered, I was like, let me deal with slow, nice. Because I was so into my work, I couldn't even remember what happened in the morning. That was how deep I was into my work. So I poured everything into my work. My work became and is still my safe haven, if I'm going to be honest. You know, it's the only thing I always tell people, that if I put 2 naira inside it, an energy of 4 naira, it comes back to me complete. And it's not a friend that maybe if I tell her my secret, she will go and tell everybody my secret. It's not like, oh, somebody that if I love them today, they will not like me. My work is the only thing that is like mathematics. 1 plus 1 always equals 2 for me. So it's easy for me. And for me, I have a scientific brain. Fortunately, I did even a personality test because I was worried. Like, Lamide, your brain doesn't work normally. And I realized that because of the way my personality is and the way my brain works, I'm able to see it like a mathematical equation. I put my energy in my work. And I did my marriage in such a way where I was almost like I'm blameless. Anything that makes you happy. Until I realized that I'm not happy. And because I wasn't happy, it was easy for me to then move on. You know, moving on cost a lot of, should I say, nosediving for me. But it also helped me to rebuild myself and to rebuild my intention. I say rebuild my intention because even when I first left, the intention was, when they see me in 10 years, they must see that I'm a success. I didn't want the success for myself. It wasn't until I stayed back into myself and I looked through my being and I realized I actually want to be successful for myself. It's not because of what anybody will say or what anybody will call me or what anybody will see or what accolade anybody. I don't want to be popular. I don't want to be, in fact, all that come and do interview. I stopped everything. I just went into my shell because I just realized that I actually want the success for myself. It's about me. It's something God put in me. It's not about anything, you know. And when you tell God that you want success that brings no sorrow, He gives you that. He will try you in ways, I don't know how to explain it. He'll try you in ways that you will know. I don't know if you get, you will know that you can't even afford to do things that other people are doing because the one that you want is the one that at the end of the day will not add any sorrow to you. And that's one of the things I look at my kids. One of the things that informs the way I am is what kind of a mother do you want them to have? You know, when they are 30, like I said, when they are 45, you know, what kind of person, to me, I have great foresight. So I'm always thinking, I left my marriage when I was 30. One of the reasons why I left was because I thought that by the age of 40, you not recognize yourself. You know, I was turning into a liar, and everybody knows that I don't lie. I cannot lie to save myself. I already lied even my income. So there's so many other factors that I would say that I wasn't who I felt like God designed me to be. So it was easy for me to say it's enough, you know, and it came with its own struggles. You know, that's one of the things I know we want to touch upon is even the stigma, because I stigmatized other people that were divorced before I divorced. And because I did it, it was hard for me to even
To forgive
accept.
yourself and accept.
Yes, because it's almost like, you know, I have aunties that were not married or were divorced, and I just looked at them as in, like, who are you people? What are you doing? So for me, I had to really, really check myself. Like, and then one of the things that kept in my brain was decide what part of it is good and what part of it is not good. I don't know if you get, because being a single woman in Nigeria is difficult. I can't lie. So I decided even before I left the kind of single woman I wanted to be. I don't know if you get what I mean. So
Yes.
that I could have a resolve. Because that resolve is, you know, I know that are we running out of time?
No, yes, for this session, but you know, we're going to come back once it cuts off,
Okay,
because Instagram normally cuts it off at 1 hour. So I think we have like
1 hour.
maybe 3 more minutes or so. So we'll
Mm.
cut it off and we'll come back. But please go on. I'm really loving this.
You know,
I mean,
I had to decide the kind of person I wanted to be because I was coming technically I was walking out of a failing marriage, and I was thinking to myself, people are going to see me in a certain way. You know, if I even want to go into relationships and I'm not careful, relationships don't last. By the time I'm 60, how many relationships would I have had? Okay, let me no relationship. You know, so to me, I was able to plan my future before it happened. I don't know if that makes sense. But
Yes.
that's what I've always been able to do since I was young. Like I feel like I have that ability to always look back or actually look forward and say, what kind of person do you want to be when you're 80? Start being that person now so that you don't have regrets when you get there. You know, and it's tough in Nigeria, I can't lie, because you have this, it's like a banner. It's a banner over your head, and women treat you differently. Your friends will treat you differently. Men who can help your business or give you work will treat you differently. You know, there's so many things that you come across because of this. How do I put it? I don't want to call it a stigma. It's almost like it's a nice title. You know, I saw a quote one day and I just thought, yes, this is what I want to be telling people now. I'm single does not mean I'm available. Don't think that because I introduce myself as single, it means that I'm available. Do you get? So, you know, those are the things that you realize that it's a thing in Nigeria for you to have a blockage because you decided to leave a bad marriage, as if you created the marriage for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I still told someone a few months ago, I said, you know what? When I was 18, I did not write and say, oh Lord, I want to not have a marriage at 40. I didn't visualize it for myself. I didn't work towards it, you know. So it's an unfortunate thing that a lot of women, how do I put it, find themselves in that position. Whether you never married or you maybe have a child out of wedlock or you are divorced, is that you didn't write that title for yourself. But then I'm here to say that you can actually fill in the box and say what goes in the box. So I have a package. Doesn't mean that I have to be the same as the next person. You know, so how do I put it? How can I speak Yoruba? Can you help me translate?
No, you know this is a global platform, so more people might be watching and they might not understand.
Okay, let me say it in Yoruba first, then I will translate because it's sweet in Yoruba. Emma for me where one. So it means like that don't put me in the same box as everybody else because you see that the box looks the same. The content in this box is different. So for me, I've learned to rebuild myself and work from that point of, yes, I come in this package, but what is inside this box will not take disrespect, will not take tardiness, will not take raising eyebrow. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So I'm that person that I don't care who you are. You walk into my office, I have the right to tell you, please walk back out the way you came.
It's going to cut off now. It's going to cut off now. So let me cut it off and then we'll come back. Please, you guys, come back. We're here and we're
back, guys.
All right, I'll cut it now so that we'll come back and continue. Okay.
Okay, dear. All right.
Everyone, welcome back to AGS Tribe Instagram Live, and we're talking about the untold stories of failure. I've had so much fun just learning and listening from the CEO of Agunloye, Olamide. I call her Auntie Olamide, but you know, is she back? Thank you guys for coming back. You guys are amazing. I'm sure she's going to drink water. I can't wait for her to come back. Like, marriage is not easy. It's not like nobody prepares you, you know, for marriage. So I'm really, really excited that, you know, there's somebody here who is, you know, really, really open about some of her struggles and, you know, all that she's been through on her journey. This is, yes, it's a very, very deep session, very deep, and I envisaged that it was going to be this deep because when I watched that video, like, I don't want to talk too much about the video, but you guys need to watch it. Like, you guys should, I'm sure if you go on YouTube, if you type her name and Dang Network, I'm sure you watch the video. Like, I literally cried blood. when I watched it, to the point where I even reached out to her and I was like, please, I'd like to talk to you because I don't understand how you went through what you went through, and just, just hear from her, because it's not easy for, a lot of women. It's not easy, like no marriage is, sweet from beginning to end, so just talking to her, learning from her, and we've just kept in touch since I watched that video. Yeah. So where is she? Oh, is she back already? And I missed her. I don't think so. Yes. I'm waiting for her to come back. I can see she cleared. Ifoma, you're here too. Yeah. So I'm really loving everything. Yay, she's back. I'm loving everything she's spoken about. Okutie is here as well. Hi. Yeah, she's back. So I'm going to accept her now.
Hi.
Yay, you're back. Okay, so I'm just going to dive right into it again. No need for more introductions. So, you said something in your last when you were talking before, and you said something about when you put in all your energy towards your work and everything, and somebody might be listening on the other side and thinking, oh, okay, maybe because she was working too much, she didn't have time for her marriage. A lot of people can be funny like that. So I wanted you to just talk about what that meant, because sometimes it might be a bad situation that you're in that can push you to working, or it might just be you just like to work, and that's how you've been anyway, even from when you were dating and all that. So I just wanted you to talk about what you meant when you said you were very focused on work, and you did not let anything affect you. You didn't even remember the fights that you had, and this is very typical, trust me, to a lot of marriages. So it's not something that I'm hearing for the first time. There's sometimes that even my husband and I will have an argument, and me, I'll have forgotten, I'll have forgotten what happened. I'll have gone about my day, and I'll come back, and he's still upset. I'm like, why are you even upset? I don't understand. Why you going? I beg, God, smile, and I won't even know. And then maybe eventually, if he feels like telling me,
you will call them Uncle Seth at some point, like,
yes. So I wanted you to just talk about that and just tell us what you meant when you said that, just so that everybody understands what you meant when you said that statement, because I don't want anybody to take it to be like you were bashing anybody, or I don't want anybody to take it the wrong way. So please explain.
Okay, so I would first say something about most relationships. I've come to find out at my small age here that one of the most important things, and it's more important than love in a relationship, is compatibility. So I would say this because I started out by introducing myself, the kind of teenager that I was, and how focused I was, how many jobs that I had, how goal-oriented I am. I am very goal-oriented. I didn't choose someone, or maybe I thought I was choosing someone who had similar traits. Someone who could support me through my work ethic and my choices. And unfortunately, I didn't. So for me, I'll give you an example. One big argument in the house could be, you can't go to work. And in my thinking, I'm thinking, why? And it would be because, our kids are young. And I'm like, what if I was a banker? Would I not go? The fact that I am running my own business doesn't mean that I can take advantage of that time. So I didn't think that I could cheat on my work time. So I would say something. Why can't I speak Yoruba? You even need a translator on Instagram. I'm the kind of person that I always say I put things in their place. So if I'm home, I'm a wife. But if I'm at work, I'm a worker. So to me, I didn't let it overlap. It wasn't like I was working till midnight. I don't know if that makes sense. I put things in their place, but easy for me to go to the office. I could be sitting down and not doing anything and be saying, no, I'm busy and I'm in the office. I chose to go to work and make my work work. I didn't go to work to gist with my customers or to go and fraternize with this. I went with a goal. I went with plans. I was able to sit at work because I didn't want to think about some things that were going on at home. I was able to think about work. Does that make sense? Like,
Yes.
how many items do you need to sell today? How many tailors do you need to have? Who can you call? So when I say I was able to throw myself into the real work of my business, I didn't sugarcoat it for myself and say, oh, I don't need to. I schooled abroad. I've never had a 9 to 5. When you said, how did I make my business? I don't have a group of women that maybe we went to Unilag together or maybe we worked at Equinet together. I don't have them to call upon. So to me, it was harder for me to find the customers. I couldn't rely on my friends. I didn't have friends. I didn't have colleagues. I didn't have alumni that I could say, oh, all you Unilag people, come and buy clothes from me. I didn't have that. So it became a task for me to actually do my work at work. You can imagine that even at the point at which I left, I had small kids, I had young kids. So I couldn't be home and be sewing. I had to be loving my kids and loving my husband then. I'm the kind of person that if I serve rice, the rice will be heart shaped. I did over sabi. And over sabi does not save your marriage too. Then that's the truth.
Yeah.
So I would say that I didn't take advantage of my business. I didn't think that my business will work by itself. I had to go to work and work. I couldn't not close the end of the month. And I didn't have that support system. I didn't have a financial support system that I could go to meet him at the end of the month and say, bros, I can't pay salary. Can you borrow me 500K? I didn't have that. And to be honest, we were both young. So even he didn't have that. So this is not even to bash him. These were two young people coming up together and realizing that, wow, we have all this responsibility and we have to carry it. Yeah, there are issues, but there was no, for a long time, there was no separation. To me, it was like, oh, you have this problem, we'll work on it. Can we just leave it aside now? And this one is not to fight. This one, we have to pay bills. The children have to eat. So I didn't have the luxury of slacking off. I always tell people that, fortunately and unfortunately for me, I'm one of those women that I don't have a plan B. And because I don't have a plan B, my plan A must work. My business must work for me. My business, till today, I don't do all this uncle somewhere. Come and borrow me money to pay my salary. I don't have it. So because I don't have that, I don't have people to call and be like, uncle, can you borrow me 2 million? I don't have that. So if my business is not generating that money, I'm actually screwed.
Yeah. Wow.
My fellows are thugs. They'll come and beat me. They'll come and tell me that, we are not eating, we are not doing this, we are going to quit. So to me, I didn't have the luxury of relaxing and saying, oh, it didn't work today to work tomorrow. It was almost like a situation of life and death. I have to earn money from this business. This business has to be the thing that I can say I call my own. When I was now growing up, let me put it this way. So maybe my business was now taking off and becoming successful. I also took a step back and I looked at myself and I thought, that job that they wrote letter for you to go and collect a global phone, if you were still there after 10 years, auntie, what could have been your salary? And I know the way I can work. And I know what I can put into somebody else's business. Why won't I put that in my business? So if somebody could be paying me 2 million naira to work somewhere, why can't Agunola pay me that 2 million naira? That thought alone sent me back to my books to say, why can I not generate 2 million naira salary for Olamide? Why can't I hire Ife and say, Ife, you are head of sales and pay you 500,000, but your target is 5 million naira per month. It's smaller than the
Yeah.
bank. So these are the things that were driving me, the need to actually be successful. I didn't have, I don't, I don't even want it. Anybody that knows me, I have friends that call me stupid. That you, this girl, you've been suffering since. You don't think you need a sugar daddy? And I'm thinking, you want a sugar daddy? Voila. I'm sorry, I'm a bush girl.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop
So
while I'm
another,
at it. Someone
another
is
question
asking
I
a
have.
question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Another
hear
question.
you.
Okay, another question I have is, were you prepared, to leave? Like, because my mom and my dad, they split up as well, and she didn't even prepare. Like, she literally woke up on Christmas Day, and left,
Hmm.
and because obviously she had, so my dad married somebody else, and she had stayed for like 3 years, just trying to like stay in the marriage and all that. But one day, everything just became very funny. So she was just like, you know what, this thing is getting too much for me. And she decided, you know what, I'm going to leave the marriage. So she left literally on Christmas Day. I can never forget that day. I actually even left with her. Like, I was like, mommy, if you're going to leave me, I'm going to. But, my dad and I
You
are also
did
very close.
Christmas
My mom and I.
gift.
Yeah, so my dad and I are very close. My mom and I are also very close. So my dad called me
Yeah.
back, I said, you can't go anywhere, come back home. This home is always your home, blah, blah, blah. My dad wasn't even living in Lagos at the time. So he used to shuttle between Lagos and Abeokuta and stuff. So she
Mm.
didn't plan. Somebody else, yesterday called me and said, Ife, obviously you guys know I have a community of, over 1,000 women. So I hear all kinds of things every day. And I try to keep the community only business related things or career related things. But, there's sometimes that people go through deep things, and sometimes they call me or they reach out to maybe the lawyers in the community, or they reach out to the doctors in the community just so that they can get help. So this person reached out to me yesterday and said, Ife, I need a divorce lawyer. I'm done. I'm not having this anymore. I have my facts right. I have evidence. I have this. I have that. And this was somebody that I knew, from our interaction. She wasn't, I don't know if she was prepared to make that kind of decision, because divorce is not something that you just, I think you might not, I don't think it's something that you just wake up and say, oh, I'm going. Like, must, I feel like, so that you don't really suffer to when you leave, at least have some small savings or something, because there are things that with divorce, like so many things happen that, like, you have to get a lawyer, you have to pay the lawyer, you have to take care of your children, you have this, you have that. So my question now is, were you prepared for that? And do you think, if you were prepared, for example, do you think you were prepared enough, or can you ever be prepared enough? Things like that. What was your experience when it happened?
Let's rewind. Okay, I always tell people this story because it's what makes the most sense to me. And I say this, and I will give you a word of advice to any woman that is listening. My first son, he woke up in the middle of the night. It was 2 or 3 a.m. We were living outside London. And 6 months old. He wasn't talking, but he woke up and was saying, Dada. And I thought, what are you saying? Do you want breast milk? Because that was what I thought it was. And then my ex-husband was working a night shift or something. He said, Dada, Dada, Dada. And I just thought, what's going on? Then he showed up, maybe in the morning, maybe at 5 o'clock in the morning. He drove a car out of the house and came back without the car. And I asked him that, where is our car? Because we saved up for this car. And he said he entered trailer. The car was totaled. And that was the day that I realized that I'm not promised a husband. I don't know what it sounds like to anybody. But that was the day that I knew that I can't be a housewife. I cannot rely on anybody to help me. God forbid if I die. Would I say I will not be a mother to this boy? Would I say I can't work? Would I forget my business? Because I not started my business full time then. I was literally just nothing, for lack of a better way to put it. I just kept thinking to myself, now what would I do? And that thing just made me think, as a woman, you cannot wait for a man to promise you his life. I don't know what it sounds like to anybody. You know, I will fast forward to say that when I left my husband, and a lot of Agbalagba is old people, a lot of old people in the family, they were coming to beg. And even my friends were saying, Masorelenu. So Masorelenu in Yoruba means don't make yourself a nuisance, accept their apology. And I said to her, because I cannot forget this day, I said, look, I'm going to take my own available. That means I will carry my cross. There are some of us that will leave our husbands. There are some of us that our husbands will leave us. There are some of us that they will throw you out. Like you said, there are some of us that they will marry on top of you. There's some husbands will die. And that is the reality of life. Is how prepared are you to be on your own? That stigma will be on all of us at the end of the day. So as a woman, you have to be able to stand on your own. And for me, I struggled. I struggled. When I was pregnant with my third child, I knew I was going to divorce. I called for a divorce lawyer. They told me 250K. I dropped the phone because I did not have. But let me shock you. I paid 2.5 million naira for my divorce. The money I was running from, that I did not borrow from uncle and mommy and auntie then. I could not call my father and say, Daddy, please, can you borrow me 250K? I spent times 10. So sometimes it's not that you are waiting for the right time or that you are prepared or you are this or that. It's always a personal decision. Is it something you can live with? I always tell people there's no sentiment there. A woman must be able to stand on her own. There's no sentiment there. There's no, you're keeping secrets. You have land somewhere. There's none of it. Now, the restriction you have from your other party in your life is what will make you able to say, can I share with you? Can I trust you? Can I open up to you? And the same is vice versa, because a lot of husbands have things behind their wives' backs. And that's the things that we are not talking about. You know, my mom always says that if you want to know how rich a man is, the wife does not know how much her husband has. And that thing used to bug me because I used to think, why won't I know how much my husband has? She says, the moment you still know how much your husband has, it means your husband is not rich. So when you know that your husband has 10 million in their account, it's not rich. Because when he has 100 million, he tell you he has 10 million, but he has kept 90 million somewhere else. But when women do it, they write stigma on top of our head. So I don't even want to shake that table. That's a double standard table. That table is very weak. But if we start to shake the double standards that are out there, because nobody looks at a divorced man and calls him stigmatized. And those are the things that we are missing in our society. When a man is tired of his wife, he can walk away. We must not be tired. You know, my sister said something that was very important to me when I left. She said, Olamide, you have a reason. Don't ever second guess yourself. You have a reason to leave. But even if you do not have a reason, you could have just woken up one day and said, I'm not doing it again. And it's valid. And that makes me feel like as a woman, I have my own truth. I should be able to say, you know what, Otisumi, I don't like you again. Men do it all the time. And they will ask you as the wife to go and beg him. And those are the things that we're missing in our society. Is that the truth is that we have to create our own place. If you're waiting for the society to create a place for you as a woman, Omo, you will not finish last, though. You will not finish at all. So as a woman, you have to prepare for yourself. And then I always tell my friends, forget yourself. You have to prepare for your children. Because God forbid he's not preparing for them. What have you prepared for them? I have 3 boys. When people see me and I'm hustling, I always tell you that, you know what, the kind of business that Zion and Zalem and Zephon can take over, that is what I am building. Because this is not just about me anymore. My children are not going to come and cut clothes. They're not going to come and say the zip match is there busting on the dress. My children are going to want to come in and say, you know, the shipping line and the 15 containers have not reached where they are supposed to go. You have to prepare for your children. It is your obligation as a woman. Because God forbid something happens to your husband. What will you say? Because if something happens to you, my mom used to tell me all kinds of things when we were small. My mom said, well, if you run mad or if you die, they will come to your burial with girlfriends. They'll come and see you in psychiatric ward with girlfriends. So the only thing you must not lose in this life is your mind and your life. And I will never forget, but I probably was 7 years old when she said it. You will never lose your mind over a man and you will never lose your life. And because of that, I would admonish every woman, whatever plan you are making for yourself, include your children. I don't call my name alone when I pray. Those men, I don't even look at them as boys. I look at them like, they ask, Mommy, why are you looking at me like that? Because you don't understand. What I can see when I look at you, you can't see it yet. When I'm telling them to cook for me, I know why. Because I want them to be the kind of husband that are caring enough to say, you know what, babes, go and rest. I will cook for you today. I will wash toilets. My children are not going to be the kind of men that will be waiting for one woman to come and help me. I've told them, I say, if you kill a mosquito on your children's hand, I mean on your wife's hand, I will come and beat you. Then I will pack her, come and live with me. Then you come and beg me, come and marry her again. Let them be afraid of you as a man. Let them understand your position, because that's what you owe your children. There's a reason why they came through us. You know, when I pray for my kids, even when I wasn't with my kids, if you ask my kids, they say, you used to dream of me. Because I used to say that my blood and my water from my body, the same as when Christ was nailed to the cross, what came out? Blood and water. And I pray on my children that because my blood and my water is on you, except I'm not serving a living God. So to me, I just feel like you owe it to yourself to make yourself ready. Whether you're financially ready, emotionally ready, whatever, to be able to stand on your own. A man respects a woman. I will tell you that for a fact. That is strong. I saw someone that wrote a question. I wanted to address that question that says that, do I think that I was a threat to my husband? I've realized that I'm a threat to any man. I can say it anyway. That's one of the reasons why I don't even want relationship. Because there's no guy that will see me now that will not want to sit up. And if people don't sit up to your standards and rise to your standards, then who are you? That's the way I see it. So for me, I keep rising. I just feel like, you know what, if you cannot meet me on my level, please fall back. It's okay. I'm not going to lower my standards for anybody again. I did it and I'm serving life sentence because of it right now. So to me, I cannot afford to do it again. If I see it from afar, like you can see me pointing, if I see it from afar, I just run, I just reverse. At this point, you can't even meet me on my level. And now, because maybe I've taken the time to be by myself, when a man is talking to me, within the first 5 minutes, I can tell you, oh, uncle, you didn't even try. There's no hope for you. Not small hope like this. Small, tiny hope like this. There's no hope for you at all. Because you sharpened yourself. You're very alert. Your spirit knows what is good for you. There's no maybe he will change. I don't do maybe again, no. If it doesn't look like it and smell like it, is not it. I don't tell myself any fantastical stories about people again. You know, that might be a byproduct of my pain and my trauma or anything, but I don't do it again. God knows that I feel that I didn't go through everything I went through to come and make this same mistake again. So to me, and I did not even go through all this for my children to come and emulate stupidity. That's what I always say. Whether it's a little bit, if you hear me talking to my children sometimes, then you'll be wondering, are we doing lessons? Are we in the army? Because I can't afford it. I tell my kids that if you need 5K, call your mommy. My last one will say, Mommy, even 5K, can't I call my wife? I said, no, call your mommy first. Let me be the one to tell you I don't have 5K before then we'll call her together. Be the type of man that is able to do everything. We women, especially if you have male children, you have work to do. I'm telling you, because the society has messed it up already. You have to create that place for yourself. And if you have even female children, you have to hold them in a place where they know that you have certain standards. That's the way I see it. So even now, when my children see me working, I always tell them that, don't think your wife will work like me. You will pamper her. Where my children know, all I have to shout in the house is TLC. What do you do to women? They'll say TLC, tender loving care. That's what women are for, to be loved tenderly. You know, so to me, I just feel like you can't prepare for living a bad marriage. You can change some certain things that you take and you don't take. Let your husband be the one to leave. Your husband will sit up. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. When there are some things that you change about yourself, your husband will sit up. Another thing that happens to a lot of women is we change, then we see that the guys are changing, then we to be relaxed more. I don't know if it happens to you, but if it does, you're sending a confused signal to the guy that all he has to do is a little bit of sorry. Let him be sorry for 4 weeks. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Let him see that you have a new standard for yourself. Even the person that you're sharing a home with, once you raise your standard, I always tell people, it's either they rise up to meet you or they fall away. It's so simple. And then if somebody falls away from you, did you really need that person in the first place? It becomes very simple.
Yeah. Wow. That was some deep insight. It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. And I know that, these kind of things, nobody, like you said, nobody wakes up and say, or nobody as they're getting older says, oh, I'm going to, get a divorce or whatever. Sometimes my team will be looking like, why didn't you even just stay? Why did you just leave? God said he hates divorce. I know that God says, I know what the Bible says and everything, but there's sometimes that especially when it's abuse or infidelity and domestic violence and stuff like that. The Bible, I think, from what I've read, it permits it. So obviously there's forgiveness, there's a place for forgiveness and all that. But when it seems like you've done it all, and one of my aunties went through something similar, to what she went through. Like her husband used to beat the hell out of her. He did everything. Like she was losing her mind. She used to walk from, let me just give an example, from Lekki. She'd find herself in VI without shoes. She didn't understand what was going on, and then she would not get to VI. She's not like, oh my gosh, where am I? He didn't allow her work. She was doing all of that. He got people pregnant. So many people in the estate, he got all of them pregnant. He'll come home, he'll beat her. To the extent that one day she slept with Omorogu beside her bed. That this man comes like this, I'm going to hit him with this Omorogu. And she hit him. It happened. And she hit him with it, and then he ran away. So I think from that day he stopped beating her, but he was still messing about in the estate. He was still messing about in the estate and everything. But eventually he died. God rest his soul and everything. But you can imagine the trauma on her head. Like, and this was somebody that was not working. She didn't have anything to her name. Immediately she died, the man's family members came and took everything. She had 3 kids as well. So she had to now go back and restart from scratch. Today she's okay. This is like 10 years later or maybe 13 years after. Today she's okay. But you can imagine some people lose their mind. Some people never get back to it. One of my very close friends, from when I was very young, that dad died, and like they never got out of it to the point where they didn't even have garri to eat. So people refer to poverty as, oh, when we are soaking garri, like when you don't have money, you're soaking garri. But this one, they didn't even have the garri to eat. And these are people that were, they had like a very, very high standard of living. So which is why, I always say women always have your own. Be financially independent, and this is not in competition. This is not to say that you should go and start competing with your husband or doing,
No, it
acting
has
funny
nothing to
or
do with that. It
yeah,
has
it has nothing
absolutely
to do with
nothing to
that.
do with that.
Exactly, nothing to
Yeah.
do with that. Just do your work, be diligent. Even so that sometimes you can just go and dash your husband G-Wagon just because you feel like, or he's been so nice. Just do that. Just be once when you're even
Dash any
financially
husband
independent,
you
you'll be
are
more
gonna. I'm
confident.
sorry.
Sorry.
I said, don't dash any husband you are gonna. I'm sorry.
No, nah, both of you can be dashing each other. Now, if he has, and you have, both of you are
Yeah, I
dashing
don't
each
know
other.
about
It's
that.
okay. It's okay. It is well.
I don't know.
Okay, thank you for being so open, because I know that we're not this. It wasn't supposed to be. We're not supposed to be talking about, or the essence of this was not necessarily to talk about what the abuse was. If anybody wanted to understand what the abuse was, they can
Yeah.
go and watch the video and all of that. But I just wanted to know how it affected your business. Another question I have now is, being a single mom or single lady in the business world, how has it been for you? Because I understand that a lot of people start to harass women, even the ones that are married, they're getting harassed. Not talk of the ones that are women. I had somebody in my community say one day that she wanted to get a property for her store, and they didn't let her rent it out, and eventually they rented it out to somebody who was a family person, like husband, wife, and kids. So how has it been? Have you been harassed? Have you been conned out of a deal? How has that journey been since this
I
happened?
think the most apparent thing is the reaction that everybody treats you like you're vulnerable. Um, it's sometimes hard to get through some certain conversations because people do treat you like you're vulnerable. Some people, when they hear that I've been through abuse, they think I'm weak. So
Hmm.
they want to speak to
True.
me as though I'm a weak person. But one of the things that I always try and hold my place. So even through, we don't want to talk about the marriage. So even through it all, I hold my strength and I hold my voice. And like I said, I can put anybody in their place. Which when I was younger, people used to say that mobe, which means my mouth is sharp. So to me, I can put people easily in their place, but the reaction to treat you like you're vulnerable is there. I've had someone ask to hold my hand before. Can I
Hmm.
hold your hand? And I'm thinking, I don't understand this. Like, go hold my hand. And then he actually explained himself, that he
Hmm.
feels like nobody has held my hand before. I'm thinking, you know, I wrote something at some point that I've come across the stupidity of man. That's when you know that some men are just not okay at all. People assume that you are desperate. That's another thing. So they assume that you're vulnerable, they assume that you're desperate, and they assume that you're weak. They believe that whatever they put on the table, you will take it. So I've also been to submit a contract for uniform before. And the guy looked, I have to do this one for you people. The guy looked through the contract like this. It was keeping a very, very strong face and put it aside. And the next day he said, I want you to be my girlfriend. If I
Eh?
just started laughing. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, Uncle, do you know me? Do you know whether I'm a witch? I do juju. Do you know whether I can even, as in, do you know anything about me? You just saw me and that's what you want. So I think that because they've sized you up, they feel like you're desperate for attention, they feel like you're desperate for money, they feel like they are your Lord and Savior. They have that misconception. That's the way they treat you. They want to deal with you that way. There's sometimes I do construction. I'm tendering for a job, and you can actually see that they think it's high. And I'm thinking, I'm not expensive. Why did you come to me? Of all the people that you know, why didn't you go to another guy? You think you can cheat me because you feel like it's Lamide. Anything I say goes.
Hmm.
So there's that assumption that it's almost like she's been through shit. So if I give her biscuit, she should be happy. Well, I complete biscuit too. I don't even want pounded yam. That one that they are serving in that expensive restaurant, that's 800 pounds per plate food. That's the one I came to eat. So you have to set that standard. Even women look at you funny. You know, even I sometimes I would want to meet someone and I'll be like, please, can you introduce me to the wife first? Because I don't want to enter the midst of their family problem before somebody starts looking at me as though I came to steal a husband. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So there is a misconception out there that everybody is walking on their head, literally walking upside down. I don't know if it makes sense. Like every woman is here for money, every woman is here for something. And to me, maybe because I'm just so focused on my work, the only thing I want to do is I want to work. So I always tell people that I want to work. I was telling someone that I would avoid people because I knew that's the angle. There's sometimes that I will even know that the only reason why they are considering me for the job is because of my face and maybe my small figure that I have. And they think that this one, she's small. Because some people think I'm 30 or 28. That they just give this small girl work. But when I start the job, you will see that I'm not a small girl. And that also surprises them. So sometimes, even I use it as an advantage that they think that I can't do it, but let me prove myself. When I prove myself, then they will see the value.
Yeah.
I don't talk to people who say, hey, come and meet me, let's talk about something. What are you talking about? I don't even entertain, because that's another thing. Can I speak Yoruba? One man feel loyal. So it means that they will be throwing shit to monkey. Can I instead of banana? So to me, when I got to the point where I had studied, it took me 2 years after leaving my husband, to be honest, to start to solidify my personality. So I knew that there were certain rules I as a person had to put in place. If you call me at 9:01, I shall not pick the phone. Because let me tell you, when guys call you at 10:20 and you pick, even if it's for work, they assume that one day they will sleep with you. Uncle, there's no sleep inside this conversation. So after 9:00, 9:01, I don't pick call. I don't respond to your message. It's till tomorrow morning. I don't care what you want. I don't care who you are. Tomorrow we shall talk. If your house is on fire, don't fire the partner. That's the way I see it. So I started putting some, some standards in place. I remember that there was a guy that he was doing me while I was still in Abuja then. He would say, I should come to Lagos and come and see one building. I will come. Nothing will come out of it. So one day I met him at the airport. When I now got back to Nigeria, and I called him that I'm looking for work. He said I should come to his office. This uncle started eating in front of me. He wasn't eating Chinese food. He was eating eba and okra in front of me, Olamide. I just stood up and I just left. Because I looked at myself that day and I asked myself, Olamide, is this the kind of woman that you want to be? The kind of person that they waste her time when she goes to people's offices? And I stood up and I left. This guy is a billionaire, but in my head I was thinking to myself, you know what? If he had something to offer me, he would have offered me since. You have to put those boundaries in place. Let people know that they cannot treat you one way or one how. You can't afford, people are not that smart. So you can't afford to lower your boundaries today and raise it tomorrow morning. They don't take signal like that. They don't take it at all. Men are not that smart. That's another thing I learned. I'm telling you that if you hug a guy, he will say you press your chest on his body. It's true. So shake. I will almost break your hand, Seth. I don't care if you are my uncle, my auntie, my teacher's husband. Handshake from afar. And then when people start saying that this Lamide, she likes money, I say, yes, I like money. Do you have work for me? And then I'll tell you, I don't do all this funny meeting. You know. If you don't have any job opportunity from me, as you are giving me your card, I'm throwing it away. Because that misconception at the back of their minds, you have to understand that the guy, what he's thinking about is, this girl, this girl, this girl. Unfortunately for us, a lot of women also who don't have boundaries have come before you. So they think that you are just like that. But like I said, the box might look the same, but what is inside this box is different. And that's why I said I'm a tough person to be around. Even some of my friends are female, they say this girl, she's too serious. You can't crack some certain type of joke around me, I will check you. I can't afford to relax for 5 minutes because my radar is like siren. So that misconception out there, even like I said, even women out there will see you and they will think that you don't have anything. I don't want to work with. Some women will not even introduce you to your helper because they think that you have come to steal your helper from them. I don't know. You know, one of my friends is always joking and always saying things because my ex-husband said all kinds of things about me. But I always say that those that know, because those that have boyfriend everywhere, they know themselves. They know that they are fighting over the same boyfriend. They will not mention my name there. And also, it was when one girl told me, I just moved to Lagos. That your husband has called your name everywhere. I just asked her, I was like, please, what's your husband's name? She told me her husband. I said, when you drop the phone now, I want you to ask your husband, do you know Olamide Agunloye? And she said, why? I said, you need to ask him. And when you finish asking him, ask his daddy, ask his uncle, ask his brother. Because if I was sleeping around, it's not my husband that will know, but your husband will know. My husband will be the last person to know. The people that know will know. I don't think you get what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, you have to be who you are. Let them call you uptight. Let them say now you know. Let people that have chased me on the job, I'm telling you, they know that when they call me, I get the job done. This is not we are joking matter. Or Lamde, she wants money. All she wants is money. There's a particular guy that anytime he calls me for construction work a lot, as soon as he calls me, the first thing I say, what have they fucked up? Excuse my French, I'm so sorry. I call a lot. Because he only calls me when he wants to solve a construction problem. Because he knows I'll get the job done. But this is the same person that asked me, 2 days into construction work, can I take you out to dinner? And I said, I do not date my clients. I cannot be buying cement for you and be buying a block for you, and then you want to come and climb me. It's not that kind of party. So to me, you have to be able to set your standard as a woman, whether it is to your husband. He has to know, whether it's to your kids, whether it's to your kids' teachers, whether it's to your driver. My driver cannot on the radio in my car, my own car. I will collect my key and tell you, bros, calm down. It's okay. So if you can't set that standard for yourself, people will walk all over you anyhow. Then people would, how do I put it? People would come up with Even I don't have friends that come and say, come and meet this uncle. It doesn't happen to me because they know that I'm not that kind of person. Me come and meet uncle. I know the meaning. Let's go and look for work somewhere. I know the meaning. Do they want to buy clothes? That's always my question. Do you have? Are you building something? I can buy tiles. I can buy blocks. But any other conversation that you want to have, I'm not there. I don't even start the conversation.
It's really good. It's important to set those boundaries.
That conversation. Yeah, those boundaries. are going to save your life.
Yeah.
Whether
And
it
this is
is,
for anyone, whether you're single or whether you're married. It's important for you to
yes,
set boundaries.
those boundaries are going to save your life. I will tell you. And that's why I said, even if, let me put it this way, if when I was married, I had this strength of keeping to my boundaries, because I used to raise my boundary and bring it down. The moment I think he's okay, me too, I will soften up. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. But if I had told him one day that, I'm sorry, I'm speaking Yoruba. If I had one day said, come here, maybe he won't have tried it the third time. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. And that's why I said you have to forgive yourself so far. I didn't know better. But now that I know better, it's going to be hard because people are going to challenge you. You know, even people know, I don't listen to gossip. If you call me and you want to talk about Lagbaja, I will tell you, Auntie, you don't have problem. Me, I want to pay school fees. So can I call you back? by the time you do it 3 times, the person will not call you again. Then even I tell my staff, when a customer is talking, just be saying, oh, really, oh, really, oh, really. By the time the person hears, oh, really, 2 times, they will buy the cloth and go. We're not gisting, we're not friends. I didn't come here so that we'll come and bash Temilade or we'll come and bash Tobilola or come and be talking about Kemi. I came to make money. I have 3 children that are relying on me. I can't even afford the time. If you call me with problem, I'm saying, oh, your husband did this, your husband did that. I can't help you. And if I can't help you, I don't discuss it with you. That's another thing. Some people also feel like, I don't open up, I don't tell people things. I'm like, but can you help me? If I need 5 million, if I call you with my problem, can you help me? So why did you need to know that I needed 5 million last year? Or when I got in trouble? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So sometimes I call my friends and I told them that one money I was owing. You know, somebody used to police to come and carry me. Why didn't I say? I mean, if I called you that day, will you help me? We can gist about it now because it has gone. It's now funny. But in that moment, could you have helped me? And the answer is no. So you have to know the people that surround you and what you go to them for. You can't go to the river and expect to find rice there. You're only going to find fish and fishermen there. So you have to know who to go to for the kind of help you are going to. If somebody who every time you go to his office is talking about baby, is that the person you go back to for money when you are desperate? That person is going to touch your thigh and rub your hand.
Yeah, this is what the world
again. Somebody that did not take me serious the first 3 times I came to seek help or loan. Why would I keep coming to you? There was a microfinance bank director that I used to go to his office and got him on one loan. I will sit there and it will waste my time. And the last time I went there, I said, you know what? There will be a day where you come to my office, but Mopo will not let you enter. I'm not coming here again. He said, I only come to people when they need them. I said, but so does everybody else. Sometimes you need to gist, is why you told me. You needed something. You needed to hear my voice. So at the end of the day, we all need something. That's why we go around. But you have to know where to go to. Yeah, your next question.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, so another question. Do you think that sometimes on your journey to success, you may lose some relationships on the way?
Of course. See, I joked about something. The people that have used police to catch me because of money, not only did they offer me money because they were my friends, they were used to it in my house. We used to do, Yoruba would say, Wale Wade, come to my house, go to your house. So a lot of people that know me now know that I'm very wary of people. I don't make friends easily. I watch people. I don't trust people with information. I don't open up a lot because I've been through it before. I've lost not even 5 friends, many friends. People have double-crossed me. People have plotted against me, as in people have set me up, you know. I think it's the name of the game. And you know, I was saying something. Sometimes when I pray and I ask God, like this is a lot. Why do I keep going through this? Sometimes the answer is because you have not learned. But sometimes the answer is that where you are going, you need this kind of pain so that you can be strong. Where I'm going, I know that is not the norm. You know, I said something. I'm looking for the Bible says that the Lord will give you wealth, the wealth that has no sorrow. Wealth that when I'm 80, I can do like this and be like, ah, it wasn't one brother over there that told me that if I don't do this, you know, people can do whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, God shows who he is. And when God shows who he is, you know, we can't talk. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. When God comes to say, I'm here, you can't question it. And that's what I want my life journey to say. I want it to show that God was here. God was with me. You know, things that could have broken me, as in, I can't begin to, I can't begin to, let me give you a good example. The day I moved out of my own house, there was a friend of mine, me, the Darufai. She prayed with me. She took me to prayer camp on this husband matter. That day, well, maybe she didn't know I was moving out. But not only was she rude to me, when I left, when my ex-husband started calling to beg and everything, she used to cook food and go and give him at home. So that's a good example. Let's just leave that example there. So when they tell you that, have you seen friends and friends? I've seen them.
Wow.
Different people.
Oof,
So many
wow.
things. So you can't go through something like that and not have a fence up.
Yeah.
Do you get? So for me, like my fence is high. And if you are
Very
able to
high.
scale over it, you are my friend. While you are
Yeah.
trying to come over that fence, I don't pity you. I won't help you. Because I know that once you enter my inner circle, you are my friend. But I will not bring my fence down.
Wow. Ooh, that was deep. You know, coming from, because me, I have a lot of friends and you know, but I know who's real. I know who, you know, sometimes might not
You won't even know. Me,
haven't
I don't trust
gotten there
people like that.
yet.
So I always tell people something. I think because I've been through so much, I don't expect good or bad from anybody. So nothing disappoints me. If my best friend today should do something to me, I just look at it as, it's human nature. What would she have done? Hey, yeah, shall go away from me. That's the way I see it. Because human beings are deep, and human beings only work with the understanding they have at that point in time. And sometimes people don't understand jack shit. I told you something. It took me almost 40 years to realize that people are not that smart. People are making calculations on things that are not adding up. People are not looking deep. One of the last things I told one of my friends about during Easter, I said the last thing Jesus said was forgive them for they know not what they do. If you know what you are doing, you will not do it. If you are gossiping and you know what gossip does to your blood system, you will not do it. I don't eat at night. There's no amount of hunger that can make me eat at night. Because I know the kind of woman I want to be at 62. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Some people are eating and just doing whatever they want to do. And at the end of the day, because they don't know what they are doing, they don't know what how do I put it, the repercussions of what they're doing, how it would trickle down into later. If you're not washing your face twice a day, you don't know what you are doing. When you wake up with pimples tomorrow, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So there's so many things that we do as human beings that we are not really carrying the full weight of it. Even marriage, I watched somebody that I know go into a very bad marriage, and me, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, "Ah, open your eyes now. Can you not see?" And I know that I cannot say it because if I say it, I'll become the enemy. But one thing I did say is, it is because you don't know how heavy marriage is. That's why you can go into it anyhow you like. That's why you can do it anyhow you like. You don't know how deep it is. When people tell me things like, oh, I have to get along with my ex-husband, I have to do this, even me, I always like, what is it? But now I know that this is someone that is tied to my children for the rest of their lives. So I'm still holding that thing. Well, I can't let it go. And that's one of the things I say, that I wake up every morning and I pray for God to forgive me that I'm holding on to this thing. I cannot let it go. And I'm going to pay for it. And my children are going to pay for it for the rest of their life. I made the decision, me or more. There's a prayer that my sister brother used to pray when we were younger. You know how we are a child and you want to make fun of people that, oh, this one is, the leg is broken. Why is, he always says that, don't say it. That the prayer is that God should not let you know. Because if you mock somebody that is going through something, you might go through it. Your child might go through it. You will not know that it's because you mocked Agunloye that Agunloye. I told you, me, I mocked people that were divorced. I did it. I looked at them and I thought, you are not human beings. But I was 10, I was 12. Maybe God was trying to make me understand that they are human and they make mistakes. So you have to be thinking about the things that you are doing. You can't
Hey,
do
we
it
have 2 minutes left already. And we've
Oh
not
my
even, the
goodness.
guests have not even.
My children are going to fire me today.
Oh my goodness. And the
I'm
guests
going
have
to
not
be
even asked
fired.
questions
How
yet.
many questions do you have left?
I have 2 questions, but the guests also need to ask questions. Are you guys going to come?
Yeah,
Okay, let me
yeah,
just
yeah,
ask
no.
you. Will you be
I
able to
will
come back?
I will come back.
Okay, so the guests, will you guys come back, please? Just let us know so we'll know
Will
whether
you
we should
guys
end it
come
now.
back?
Wow, I cannot believe that we're going on to the third hour. Like I didn't even think it would be more than an hour. My goodness, but I'm learning so much. Like marriage is not easy at all. Like there's so many things that happen that you know, some things you cannot even say. You know, I really applaud Untitled for speaking her truth, because trust me, it's not easy to go through these things. You know, you have kids, 3 kids. It's not easy to take care of 3 kids. Don't talk of 3 boys. You know, wow, it's really something. I'm super thankful that you know we can learn from all these things, because back in the day, a lot of women they didn't used to talk. You know, nobody prepares you for marriage, but I'm loving that now. A lot of women are, you know, speaking the truth. Women who are still married, women who are still married, and you know the things that they've been through. Women who are here, you know, still, you know, happily married. Women who have gone through divorce. I think all women should be honored. All women should be shown love. Nobody should be treating women you know, some type of way because they're married or they're still single or they're divorced or whatever. Just treat everybody the way you know they are. Thank you. So you're back. So we're going right into it. So yes, so I have 2 more questions. So the first one was, what's your biggest professional failure?
I have many. I think the most financially devastating one, let me put it that way, would be my building. So and I would not say only financially devastating. It's one of the things that have moved my faith the most. 2015, I got this bright idea because I was doing decor. You know, people were calling me, You're really good at this." And trust me, I always go big. I saw this building. I was searching for buildings in Lekki. So I saw this building and I went after it. I signed a lease that had flaws. So that's the first failure. I signed a lease that had a few flaws because I was new to the development world. The person that was supposed to co-sign with me also misled me. So when you say friend, I told you I've had all of them. So I was supposed to do it with another construction friend of mine who is a guy. And to be honest, he's one of the guys that never looked at me as babe. We used to make fun of people that, this one is looking at you like babe. So going into it and thinking it would be easy. I don't think I had up to 100K when I signed a 10 million check. That was my first check, like landlord, take, deposit. I didn't know where the money was going to come from. But because I've always been able to raise money for my business, sometimes I could sit down in my office and I will raise 10 million just by calling people that, borrow me 5 million for 6 months, borrow me 10 million for 1 year. For some reason, money didn't come. For the first, when the check was supposed to clear, this my construction friend was supposed to bring 9 million. Are you listening?
Yes.
Then he said he's not doing again. So to me, I thought, where am I going to find money from? Anyway, let me fast forward. Luckily for me, the landowner was very patient, very optimistic. He had a lot of faith in me. I can do this, I can do that. Then I paid the money through the help of people. Honestly, people just helping me. I fasted, I prayed, I told God, it's something I really, really want. There was that voice behind me that kept saying, this thing is too big, it's too big, it's too big. But when you're doing construction, you don't really know how big it is. When I started working in this building, it was one thing after the other. My first BOQ was about 17 million. I spent maybe 7 million on this building. Then dollar went from 168 naira to 400 and something naira overnight. I wanted to die. The BOQ that was 17 million, that we had spent 7 million, went back to 21 million. So you can imagine the kind of bind I found myself. I'd given landlord some money, I put some money. Most of the monies I'd put in were borrowed. So to me, it wasn't a venture that I could step away from and say, I'm not doing it again. Because if I say I'm not doing it again, I'm not losing my money. I'm losing people's money. Anyway, I became homeless from doing this building. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of respect from people because I think it was almost like if somebody gave me 2M and expected me to pay it back and I wasn't paying it back, I was losing credibility. So where do I go to when nobody trusts me? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I felt like my life was under a microscope. So apart from the fact that I was trying to make my business work and return money, I just felt like everybody's watching me. Everybody thinks you are a fraud. Everybody thinks you are this. Everybody thinks you are that. So for me, I had to retrain my mind and tell myself the truth. Because I knew that I wasn't a fraudster. I knew that I wasn't intentionally keeping people's money away from them. I just was in a bind. Now, let me fast forward so that I don't bore people. I now have this building that thankfully is earning rent. For every rent I was earning in the initial years, I'm using it to pay landlord, using it to pay BC. And imagine maybe you're owing 7 people money and you're only able to pay 4 people. Not full, half or quarter. So everybody thought, oh, you're making money. Why are you not paying me? So you have to be explaining to 10 different people that it looks like there's money, but there's no money there. Then you become a liar on top of it. To the point that some of my friends know. So the point is that I couldn't even post on Instagram because if I post a picture, they will say that, but I'm owing. People were commenting on my pictures.
Wow.
So it became a how do you identify yourself? I was beginning to identify myself the way people identify me. And I had to go back to God to say, you know what? I don't bear this name. This building was supposed to be such a good thing for me. How is it turning out to be something that is wrecking my life? I don't know if you get it's like all
Yeah.
the big goals that I had for Iconola were just disappearing because all I could just think about was I just want to pay some people their money. Let me just make enough to pay. Even if I had to tell some people that I'll pay you 5K every day, they would think I'm insulting them. But I was paying like 10 people 5K every day. I was I run this building, I'll buy this do sometimes buy this for 45,000. I have staff. So there's so many things that it was like you're just bleeding out money. So even if I'm making 10 million a month, I'm paying 11 million a month, and my ends are still not meeting. So to me,
And
I
this is
upload a
you that has
video.
just, you're still going through your divorce. You have your 3 kids to take
And
care of.
most of these days, people will be calling me. I can't pick up my calls because I'm in court, and I'm texting them and saying I can't pick up the call. They think I'm lying. I'll be
Hmm.
so overwhelmed at night that I can't call. You don't understand. I can't talk. I don't have energy to even explain and say, "Oh, I don't have your money," because it's like I'm lying. So I'll just be silent. The silent turns to you're disrespecting me, or you're lying, she's hiding. People used to come and use police to look for me. This is my building.
Hmm.
So, for a lot of people that are doing business, they don't see that part of it. To me, I spent at least maybe a year and a half in fear of how would I? How would I? Oh my God, what would I say? Oh my God, if I post, my thoughts were just scattered. I was losing my vision for my business. In fact, I erased the vision. Like, I don't even want the vision. It's now Okobami. How would I put it? My vision was putting me in trouble.
Hmm.
So to me, I just had to go back to God and start praying a different prayer that Lord, you didn't give me all that I have, all the creativity that you gave me, all the brain that you gave me. And I know I'm a nice person. But it's like everybody hates me. Everybody thinks I'm a fraud. Everybody thinks I'm a horrible person. Some people think that I'm enjoying life. I don't know if it makes
Yeah.
sense. I remember even last year I had to travel so that I could use my visa, my 2-year visa. I had to send a text to everybody that all the people that said fine girl, that uncle, I'm traveling, so can you raise me to buy ticket and go? People that knew I traveled sent me messages that you are owing money, you are traveling.
Hmm.
So you can imagine how it is. Like you're literally living from hand to mouth, trying to pay people money, and everybody thinks, oh, you are balling, everything is so nice, and everything is happening. And then in the midst of it, there's I shouldn't be saying it. There's an ex-husband that is also making my life hell.
Hmm.
I'm going to court. I was in court for 5 years, since 2014 to
Wow.
2019. So it was one thing after the one thing after the one thing after one thing. And to me, it also at the point at which I felt like God said, if you know you are not who they describe you to be who you are. So I started posting on Instagram again. I started trying to, who are you? Like, I can't take a selfie. Somebody will say, my skin is nice. They'll say, more fresh. As in, because I'm fresh,
Wow.
it means that I'm enjoying. Somebody had the guts to even ask me that I should ask my sugar daddy for money so that I can pay her. At that point in time, I said, I wish I had somebody that I can ask for money. So, being a single woman, being desperate to the point where really I should have compromised myself at any point in time over those years. But I just kept telling God that, Lord, you made me a promise. You made me a promise. You made me a promise. And I can't come out of that promise because I want you to fulfill your promise to me. And I'm going to hold my own. So to me, I'll be doing construction with one minister. He'll be saying, can I take you to dinner? I'll be saying, no, I can't do dinner. And the people that I will be talking to, I'll be saying, one guy asked me, I'll be like, why didn't you agree? Don't you need the money? And I'm like, that's not the way God will give me the money. I sounded stupid to people. But then I just kept at it. I begged everybody that I could. And I just thought to myself, begin to have big goals the way you had it before. You took this building. This building is a big goal for you. You have tenants. They will pay because some of my tenants are owing me till today. If some of my tenants pay me today, Seth, I'll be okay. So you have people that are technically tied to you that can create wealth for you. Pray to God so that it can be something. And as I've been holding on to the promises of God, I can see that God is lifting me out of it because I would say that even last year, I had to look at how much everybody knows the meaning of Bese. So I don't have to say that one in English. Everybody knowing, okay, Bese is debt. So I had to look at how much debt I had paid to realize that, wow, my business is back. My business is actually holding its ground. You know, I'm actually okay. You know, so to me, I'm being able to come out of thinking that I was despaired and I was diminishing, and just to tell, you know, I always tell my friends that you have to remind God of his promises. So I had to start talking to God like, you are the one that gave me these goals. I didn't wake up one morning. You put it in my heart for a reason. You know, you have to help me build it. As I'm working, I'm getting more ideas, and I'm not in a bad place, but I'm not out of it all because I just feel like I'm to the point where I know, like, at the end of this year, I will do like this, I'm done. You know, but it's been that journey going from, you know, being scared. And when I told one of my friends that somebody has taken me to police station before, as in, not that they used police to look for me, they actually took me, arrested me, my friend. And I don't want to remember it because then I had to report to the police every day for 2 weeks. Wow. I was losing. I would just sit down and be crying. I sold my car. You know, it was. My brother is on this page because he knows the thing. Somebody called himself at some point and blasted him on my behalf. So you can imagine it was just a tough period. But I would just say that when you go through failure, you have to dig within yourself to know who you are.
Formula is here. Oh my God. Formula is so I can't believe this. Oh my goodness. Okay, continue.
Hi. So to me, I have to dig within myself to remind myself who I was and not the name people were calling me. I don't know if you understand. You know, someone said with kids on top, with school fees on top, you know, we can't say it all. You know, there are even some things that I cannot even talk about, to be honest. But being in that space, being single, not having a support. See, my friend said I used Uber for 2 years. Believe I used Uber for 2 years. If you invite me somewhere, I'm not coming because at sometimes I can't even afford Uber. You don't understand. There was a time when we were doing construction, it is my carpenter that will borrow me money to go and pick up my children from school. Things were terrible. I would sit down on steps that are not tired. I would cry because I just had to. I don't want to be emotional. So you people that are commenting, you should stop. I don't want to be emotional at all. I had to pray to God to. We're going to pause this video. I don't cry. Oh Lord. Give me 1 second because I will not cry. I will not cry. I'm not a crier. I had to tell God to tell me who I was because I knew that you guys set me up. This is the setup. I don't cry in public. And then you're crying. Then you're making me cry. Stop it. Sorry.
It is well.
I just have to tell God, I know who I am. I'm not the name that people call me. You know, even when all this COVID started, somebody still sent me a text that she's going to comment on my page every day until I finish paying her. And in my mind, I'm thinking, people will not let me make this money. Let me even make this money and pay you. I did not say I'm not owing you. But you know, I'm working so hard. I'm driving my business. To be honest, even my friends know that. It's the money that, on top of interest though, some people will borrow me 2 million and tell me I owe them 6 million. That's how bad it's like. You know, things that bring out, how would I put it? Things that bring out problems. People know me now. In fact, if you offer me money, me okay. I'm to the point where I'm like, you know what, I don't want. In fact, before I signed even a tenant, I had a tenant in my building that refused to pay me rent. She just refused. When we took her to court, she said that she dictated the amount she would pay for us. And this is someone that knows my finances. So you begin to see that there's some people that can help you, but they refuse to help you. That's when you know the true nature of people. Do you get? But for me, I just feel like I can't forget who I am, and I cannot forget that I'm running a good business. And my business has been able to scale through that time and make it to the point where I'm thriving. You know, there was a time where I won't even pay salaries until 20-something of the next month. Even myself be wondering, until the money we made, what do you use it for? And I will sit down in a meeting with my staff and I'll be telling them that we owe somebody money. They don't appreciate your gist. So now when I can pay salaries on time, I look at myself, I'm like, okay, you've come a long way. Okay. You know? And when people ask me, like, why don't I stop? Even with all this corona stuff, I don't know, because I've been through worse shit than this. I was only for 6 months. There was nights that I was tempted to sleep in my car. Because I knew that the disrespect that I would get from trying to sleep in someone's house. And that one is even another story. Well, I come and squat in your house for 3 days, and you send me away. I'll go to somebody else's house for 4 days. And at this point, I had kids, though. So you can imagine that I'm squatting around with my child or my children sometimes. Then somebody will be sending me text message and be saying that something happened to the children or something. It was just from anywhere. And I did not even mention that. I honestly, if not because of prayer, I have the greediest landowner in the world. So it was like everything was just attacking me from every angle. And, you know, I always tell people that when you're in trouble, the best thing to do is to stand still. And that's when I found that be still I know that I am God. Because I could only call on God. So I would give my dad high blood pressure. I'll call my dad and say, Daddy, I owe somebody 15 million. Where do I want to start from? You know, those are not the things that you tell people. I don't know. There's some things that there was a time that every day GTB people are here. Every day. Every day they are in the house. Madam, we just said we come and check on you. Madam, we just said I check on you. And I had to even start having liver to yell at them. Because I didn't know that I could stand up for myself. When they go and bring their ED to my office, and I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, people want to kill me. If I die, this money you are chasing me for, you don't get it now. Last year, we went from 12 million in GT to -6 in January to -1.5 in December. So it's difficult sometimes to even admonish younger people that, see, like they said, and these are the people that we envy from afar. I always tell people, don't envy me, because you don't want my problem. Even when my tailors and my staff come and they start saying, and see, my sister is sick, I said, should I tell you my problem? Because if I start my problem, you people will not be able to take it. There are some of my friends that have not even heard the whole story. Do you get? Because how many people do you want to tell your story to? Without even almost seeming like a sorry case every day. Sorry, I speak Yoruba a lot.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so now this brings me to my second to the last. Sorry, I thought it was only two I had. But we have to do it very quickly.
We have to do it quickly.
Very quickly, yes. So what's your outlook right now on like life and relationships right now?
Okay, I'll be honest to say that I'm a lover by nature. And I'll even tell people that I can be stupid in love, so I avoid love. But I also realized something about myself, that I'm quite cynical when I see people in relationships. So I've taken it upon myself to pray, because I didn't see that me being a very loving person and me being cynical when I see people loving each other, it doesn't come together. And it means that, for a lack of a better way to put it, the devil is still attacking you. You have to embrace relationships. I don't like relationships. Sorry. So I'm one of those people that when I see married couples, I'm like, unfortunately, that is me.
Yeah, because of
When
what
I
you
see
did
people
through,
getting
so it's
married now, I'm like,
expected.
trouble. You even don't know what you're entering. But I'm praying to God not to have that outlook, because it's not the nicest thing to have. It's not the nicest way to be, and it's not the best way to create love for myself. So for me, I want to become that person that celebrates loving relationships, so that maybe one day I can enter one of my own. But for
Amen.
now,
Amen.
I'm
Amen.
okay the way I am. I cannot lie. I'm very, very okay. I really feel like men have their own pot of stew. I cannot wake up in the morning and be thinking, babes, what are you going to eat? What are you going to... I don't have that space right now. I'm looking for money. I want to sell clothes. I want to open franchise. I want to do buildings and stuff. Then I'll be thinking, have you eaten? I can't do that right now. So I'm okay. But I pray that when I'm ready,
Yeah.
when I'm ready. And another thing I must say is, I knew all the years coming in that I didn't want to get in a relationship in a state of desperation, because I also know that I would have gotten into a bad relationship, because I would probably be looking at only what the person could provide rather than how we could be together. So
Yeah.
I intentionally avoided relationship, and I'm still intentionally avoiding relationships, because I feel like I'm a lot closer to where I want to be. My mind, my pocket, my everything, God has restored. To be honest, I bought a car last year. I've been able to be okay. Do you get? Like, I'm not living from hand to mouth like before, where I'll be thinking, oh my God, how am I going to buy diesel today? Or how am I going to eat tomorrow? You know? So I've been able to scale there. But I just feel like I still have a little bit to go before I feel like, okay, somebody's going to come and compliment me, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Wow, fantastic. Now the final question.
The
Thank
final
God.
question.
The final question is, what advice would you give your younger self, and would you have done anything differently?
I ask myself that question a lot. Because I love my kids so much. The only thing I can really, really tell you that I wanted to do, and I wish I had done it, And this is not to put a bad taste in anybody's mouth. I wish I paid that 250K to divorce my husband when I made the call. I think the reason why I would say it is because things might not have deteriorated between the two of us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this
We might
much.
not have gotten to that place where things, when I left, things were bad, but maybe it was just B at that point. I don't know if it makes sense. The only other thing that I would say that um I wish was maybe not marrying. Not too bad. But yeah, those are the two things.
That's okay. That's
But
okay. Yeah.
yeah, but so that's it. I
Wow.
choose your life partner carefully. So that would be the advice. It's the
Yeah.
most most important life decision you will make. You know, that person is, it's a heavy thing. Marriage is not, it's not flimsy, it's heavy. It has physical, financial, social, spiritual
Emotional.
weight, emotional weight. You know, it's not something that you can just go into. I remember watching Why Did I Get Married? That's a movie. And I couldn't answer that question for a long time because I wasn't even being honest with myself. But I got married maybe because I felt stuck. You know, and I felt like I didn't have a right to change my mind. And I've learned it as I'm 40 this year. That's one of the things I would say is as a human being, you have the right to change your mind at any point in time. It's a decision you make between you and God. Full stop. Just that connection. And God does not tell anybody your secrets. So you can go and tell God that, you know what, today I've decided I want to be a billionaire. It's just between you and God. God is not going to mock you. He's not going to tell Ife your goals and your dreams. But you can put it to prayer. That's all. But it's a very heavy thing.
Wow, fantastic. Oh my goodness. Like this interview has been super emotional. At first I was holding myself like, no, you're strong. You cannot cry in front of 160 something
You
people,
made me cry. I
But I'm
don't
sorry to
cry.
cry, baby.
I
Like
do not, you don't understand. I don't cry at all. I always say that if anything should make me cry. Uh, if anything should make me cry, that thing can be in trouble. And you made me cry. Thank you
oh,
guys so much.
thank
Someone said I
you.
look 31.
You
Thank
look
you.
28. My goodness. I can't even believe. My goodness.
Thank you.
Wow. So, guys, if you have any questions,
If
please
you have
just put
any
it
questions,
down.
I think we have
I
a
would
bit of
ask her,
time.
and hopefully, we can keep it very short and sweet because we only have 28 more minutes. So, if you have any questions, put it down. And if you don't, we can end this right now. You know.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any questions? What discounts? What discounts do you have for the mentorship classes? No
Okay, send
discount.
me a
After
DM.
hearing this story,
There's
you still
actually
want
already a
discount.
discounted amount going, so she should send a DM.
Okay, please send her a DM, guys. Support her
Thank
hustle.
you.
Yes. How
Thank
much is the
you.
mentorship class actually?
It's 30K. It's normally 50 and it lasts for a month. So you get to talk to me every week and I give you a lot of tools to run your business and all that. So you guys should send me a DM if you want
And
mentorship.
it's specifically for fashion business. I'm happy to
Yeah.
sponsor one person from the AGS Tribe
Oh,
community.
thank
So
you so
if you
much.
are from the AGS Tribe community and you're listening to this call and you need mentorship for your fashion business, please send me a
Yes, that
message
would be
and
so good.
I'll
Thank you
choose
so
one
much,
person.
Ife.
No worries.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Okay,
Somebody is
someone asked.
asking how am I sourcing fabric in this
Yes, I saw
in this
that.
okay, so my factory is not in Lagos, but it's been difficult sourcing fabric to be honest. I think the two times we were able to pick up fabric, somebody actually went under a fence. So it's not easy. You know, we're not working to full capacity until Monday. So hopefully we can kick everything in gear by Monday and be at full capacity. And, you know, I would say that I've used this period to go and bring power. So we are coming back with such a bang. I'm ready to break internet with our styles. I'm actually very
Yes.
confident about it going forward. So yeah, we're expanding. I've done a lot of hiring during this period, so I'm actually excited about the future.
Fantastic.
Mm.
Hmm. Nara, I said I should pick you, Nara, but you're in the fashion, you're in the makeup industry, Nara. So let's see.
Send me a
Um,
message on at the Iconola if you want anything, and then
mhm.
you let me know.
I'll also announce this within my community as well. So if anyone, in fashion industry can also take advantage of the opportunity, because what you're doing is really, really good. You've been able to stick around for 17 years. Obviously, you've gone through a lot of things, even in the
Yeah.
fashion industry. This is even aside, your personal life. So I know that
Mm,
there are a lot of things that people need to learn from you.
yeah.
So someone is saying, what are the details of your franchise business?
Okay, there's a contract available that you can read through, and then that way we can actually help you navigate what works for you and what doesn't. If you send me an email at lmdiconola@gmail.com, or just send me a DM at the Iconola, I would send it to you.
Okay. People are talking about GTB. So it's in, okay, someone is saying that someone said I'm strong-willed. Is that a good thing for an entrepreneur?
Very. One thing I would say is every year when I'm celebrating my birthday, I'm almost even depressed. Let me put it that way. It's a time of introspection for me. I remember when I was clocking 38, one of the things that was heavy on my mind is Olamide, trust yourself. And I didn't understand it until I started listening to the voice. Because one of the things I realized is that I have trust issues, but then I realized that I didn't trust myself. I didn't accept myself totally the way God made me. So I would, like I said, I'm very boisterous and I can be bossy, but when it comes to some people, I will give it and withdraw it, give it and withdraw it. And it was almost like God was saying, I made you, I didn't make a mistake. So, and that trait that you have is what's going to take you to the next level. So, you have to be that person, be it in wisdom. It's not go and be destructive with your boisterousness, but you have to be yourself, and trust that that thing is going to help propel you to the next level.
Fantastic. Nara is still
Someone,
pushing her shots.
someone is
Nara, I need
asking,
to confirm. What name did you use to register? Because I haven't seen your name in AGS Tribe. If you're there, I'll sponsor you and one more person. Don't worry. If you're already there, if I check that you're not there, I'm not going to sponsor you. Okay, someone is
someone
saying,
is asking,
okay. Someone is saying, how do you join the AGS Tribe? So you can join through the link in my bio. It's 5,000 naira monthly or 50,000 naira for the year. We have so many amazing people, over 1,000 women who are doing amazing things across Nigeria, across the world. We have somebody who's from Jamaica, somebody who's from America, just different people in the community. And we do some of these sessions, regularly. We have one coming up on Friday, which is only for members of the community. So this was open, but that one is only for members of the community. And we're bringing someone from Google come to talk to us about how to leverage Google tools to grow your brand. So we have different sessions like that just to teach people and empower women. The community is really focused on empowering women, letting women know that they can be whoever they want to be. They can feed nations and not just their households. There are people who have gone ahead of you. You can, if you have an issue, you can ask them in the community and they're willing to help. And we also try to, share opportunities with you so that you can apply for these opportunities, and these opportunities can actually take you or your brand to the next level. So join us. We have amazing people within the community. So link is in my bio. So someone is saying, what aspects of real estate do you do?
Okay, so I developed this building, but I'm not sure that I'm ready to go into another development. So what I do is a lot of like renovations, interior decor, furnishing, and to be honest, that's also been a flip side to the success that come out of the failure. People walk into the building and immediately if they're working on a side, they give me jobs. So that creates a second income for me. I'm able to do a lot more outside of Iconola. So I do a lot of like renovations outside of here. Now I'm really looking for hotel work. So if you have hotel that you're doing, maybe you should call me. Yeah.
Okay, someone is saying, are you open to collaborations? I make Adire fabric.
Well, we can look at it. We avoided using a lot of Adire because I just felt like it was a fad. But to be honest, the same way I felt like Ankara was a fad at some point, because I didn't start with Ankara. So definitely, please send me a message on my own Instagram.
Okay. Someone is saying, how are you able to keep your kids sanely fine, knowing fully well that they have to maintain a relationship with their father? Again, how do you manage the awkwardness of their relationship too?
Okay, so I must say this. One of the best things that I think I did for my kids, to be honest, is leaving when I did. And the reason why I say that is because it's been 9 years, not 7. It's been 9 years now. And my kids didn't grow up with that. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. They grew up with their dad. So, and their mom. It's not their dad and their mom in that toxic environment. So there's not much to manage. He's their dad. He's very caring to them. We have our issues. I'm sure they have their issues, and I'm sure they have issues with me as well. You know, the funny thing about kids sometimes is that kids don't look at who is wrong or right. As far as they're concerned, both my parents can be crazy. You know, that's the way it is. So for me, I just make sure I hold my ground and I hold my position as a good mother. I'm not so worried, and anybody that knows me knows that I'm not so worried about the relationship between them and him because I can't control that. I can only work on the things I can control, and I can control the relationship with myself and them. So that's usually my focus.
Okay. Thank you for that. Someone is saying, is it advisable to hire a friend as a business manager or a business partner?
Oh, definitely. But have a contract, have a job description, have your deliverables printed out, and make sure everything is understood and documented. And feel free to treat the person as staff because that's what the person would be. If the person is a partner, you have to also believe that that partnership is to grow the business. So there will be a lot of disagreements. There will be lots of um, coming into it with your own idea, their own idea, but you have to be able to respect each other. But if you realize that you're working for one common goal, which is to make the business successful, then it makes it easy.
So someone else is saying, what if none of your children are interested in taking over your business? What if they move to other countries or they want to work in other industries? How will you deal with that?
Well, I have boys, and my prayer is to have 3 wonderful daughter-in-laws who are maybe interested, or granddaughters that will be interested. But also, I think one of the reasons why I don't worry the most is if you cook very, very nice effort that nobody can beat it, your children will eat it. That's the way I look at Iconona. And my company will be so badass that they would love to come back and work for it. So that's my aim, to be honest.
Okay. People are saying, please sponsor me, Biko. Please, I don't have money. You know, all of us were in this corona together. We're in this corona together. Hey, Joe, please. Okay. Someone is saying, is AJS tribe only for fashion? No, we have women from all industries. We have people that have PhDs. We have doctors. We have lawyers. We have entrepreneurs. We have politicians, female politicians. We have like 3 special advisors to different governors. Like, we have all kinds of people in the community. So don't think that it's just for fashion. We have all kinds of, once you're a woman and you're ambitious, so you have to be ambitious. You have to be focused on impacting. You have to love impacting people as well. Don't just look at what you can take from the community. Look at what you can also give. What value are you bringing to the table as well? Because at the end of the day, nobody just wants to be giving. Like, I do my best. I try. Like, this COVID period, I've brought countless people to come and speak to members of the community, to ginger them, to let them know how to prepare for post-COVID, you know, just to encourage them and just let them know. Like, even me, I have my own issues. I have my own business. I have issues with my business. I have people I need to pay as well. So it's it's not easy at all, but you know, it's just to encourage everybody that, see, we're in this thing together and we'll come out of it stronger. There are companies that have been that have gone through recession or even started in the recession. there's WhatsApp. There are different companies, that started in the recession and they are blown today. So this thing is about to, what is happening right now, for me, just telling you that power is about to shift. Power is changing hands and it's going to drop here. So, yeah, be part of the movement, guys. So someone is saying, how do you deal with logistics since your production is out of Lagos?
We were able to figure it out. I think for us, it's all built in the numbers. So we produce anywhere from 7 to 10 styles a day, which means that we need to get stock about 3 or 4 times a week. Sometimes we reduce it to 2, but it's all inside the figures. I don't know, because the cost of it, like I thought of buying a bus at some point, and someone said, that's cash. Don't bury cash that much. Spend the 10K a week instead of burying cash. So sometimes you just have to spread it, and then it works. But because we deal with the numbers, it's easier. Like I would rather them send like 300 pieces for 10K. It comes about 30 naira per piece, if you understand what I mean, rather than send 100 pieces for 10K. So the more they can send, the better. That's why we drive the numbers.
Okay. Someone is saying, who is your major competitor?
I don't know. Because I don't keep my ear on those things, to be honest. I think that there are lots of brands out there now doing very similar stuff than we do. But I'll tell you one thing that makes us stand out is the value that we provide for the style that we're giving you. We don't just do basic styles. We do a lot of like intricate detailing. We put a lot of design detailing into the clothing. So what you would pay maybe a 10K dress with me, you probably are paying maybe a 15 or 20 with somebody else. So I don't really look at people as competing with me. I just look at it as they're driving a different model from me, because if you're not hitting my price points, you're not really competing with me. If you're not driving my numbers, you're not really competing with me. You're working on a different model. So I would encourage people that, to me, it's the mathematics. If you want to understand the mathematics of driving the numbers, then you should come and get a franchise done or like become a wholesaler. It's all in the numbers. My sister who runs the factory, she's a cost accountant. So she makes sure that every drop of diesel is spread over the amount of clothes that we're making. So that's what I was saying.
Okay, thank you. Somebody's asking, are you looking for investors that will take equity in your business?
Well, we are. I think recently I and Ifoma from Shikuda had been talking, and I got frustrated like the week before COVID. I didn't even know that there would be restrictions. I was like, you know what? I'm ready. I've always wanted investors, but I've been scared. And understanding where I've been financially, I'm always scared how people turn around when it comes to money. So I would say that it's been a journey overcoming that fear. So I feel like now we're also at that point where we are ready. There's not a heavy backlog of bills as well, because I honestly would say that the word I would use is I've been embarrassed to put that forward, to say my business, we're in debt of 40 million naira. Then I'll come out and say, you should come and give me 50 million. Then you think, oh, I just want to use this to pay debt. Do you get? So, but I'm breaking away from that. I can say that we are becoming more confident to say like, yes, we're willing to talk to investors. And we're going to be picky.
Okay, yeah, that was very good. A lot of people shy away from investors. I was one of those people as well, so I wouldn't even lie, because I didn't really understand it. It always seemed as if, oh, okay, why does this person want to invest in this business so that they can just take equity and then later they will now call me out of the business. They want to come and take my baby, things like that. And it's women that have that fear. Men, the day they launch, that day they will take the investment. They don't even care.
And that's why, because I always tell people that you have to look at it, the way men and women are wired are different. And I was talking to I think it was Ifoma last week. I said a man becomes a father at the point at which the baby is born, but the woman is a mother the day she gets pregnant. So we are a lot more protective about our baby. Do you get? And I think that we have to look at it in terms of, not somebody taking away from you, but somebody helping you to get it done. And for
Yeah.
me, because what my wish honestly is somebody that is invested. And when I say invested, somebody that understands and agrees with my vision, and somebody that is willing to help me get there. I think that I've been afraid of somebody that would take it away, or somebody that won't understand, or somebody that would want to shortchange me. Sometimes I've been scared of even the kind of greed I will have.
Hmm.
You know, like, Lamide, are you going to become greedy when all this money comes in? Would you want to share it? You know, but when you come to a place of maturity, you know, you have to realize that you have to grow away from that. Somebody said, do I have space in my building to let? Yes, I do. I think we have
Oh,
two
thank
spaces
you.
available now. Two people are moving
Okay.
out and we need replacement. So yes.
How much is it?
1.5 in Lekki.
That's not bad.
Okay.
That's very
Nope.
awesome actually. And I've seen
Yeah.
your building. Your building is super. Like it's super
Thank you.
fantastic.
And
Space
then got me in
everywhere.
trouble. When
Eh?
I was owing money, people would say I should change my vision. Don't buy expensive tiles. Don't do this. I kept saying no. It doesn't go with my vision. You know, sometimes your vision will get you in trouble. So yes, I made sure that because I just felt like I'm going down anyway. Let me go down in a beautiful environment. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
thank you.
Fantastic. Wow. Do you guys have any more questions?
We don't have time, sir. It's not like 10 minutes left.
We only have 10 more minutes, and I've had such an awesome time. Like I've learned so
I had
much. Like
fun
nothing good comes easy, and your life can change anytime. Like
anytime.
don't just get comfortable. Like so when people tell me, "Hey, you hustle too hard," I'm like, how can I not hustle? So this is my time, also. This is the time I have the energy to hustle. Just leave me, let me there as I did, that kind of thing. Because you never know tomorrow. You don't know if you have the same energy. You just don't know.
Yeah,
So it's important
yeah.
to hustle. See,
Mm.
God rest his soul, Kobe Bryant. Though he died, and he died at a very young age. It was really
Yeah.
painful. But he lived a fulfilled life. Like he lived a fulfilled life. He worked hard for
Mm.
his family. He took care of his family. Even if he died very young, which has been very painful to all of
Yeah.
us. But he lived a fulfilled life. So why wouldn't you just work if you have the time to work, if you have the energy to work?
Yeah.
It's important to do the work now. So let me see.
Thank you
Okay, so
guys so much. I can see your lovely comments. I know if I was going to read a few questions, I saw some pop up, but I'm so grateful for all your comments. Thank you.
someone is saying, do you mentor kids? Do you mentor people in kids wear? It's still fashion industry. Why are you secluding
So
yourself?
what we teach
Shout.
really, what we teach is not the basic sewing and tailoring. We teach you the business of fashion, how to make your projections, how to cost properly, how to actually project for profit. You know, that's another thing that a lot of people don't know how to do, how to project for profit, how to make sure all your eyes are on your numbers, how to make sure you are pricing properly, you're marketing properly. Those are the things that we actually mentor on. So, and we can do that for almost any business, really, but specifically for the fashion business right now.
So someone else is asking, what should single women look out for when they're choosing their future spouse? That's sorry for the marriage questions.
Okay, one of the things I tell people now is don't be fantastical. What do I mean? When you meet a guy or a girl for the first time, you have this fantasy in your mind. You start painting a picture. You know, I will always tell people that don't assume for other people. If he's not calling, he's not calling. Don't say he's not calling because he's sick. He's not calling. You know, so face the reality of what is happening. I think for most women, we live in our heads. You know, we painted the picture and he's in that picture. If he's not in that picture, our lives have crumbled. You know, so I feel like don't be so fantastical. It's not, and I use the word fantastical because it's not a fairy tale. It's real life, and you have to see it for what it is. That's the only advice that comes to my head right now is see it for what it is. Don't paint a picture of the other person that you want. See it for what it is.
Okay. So you saying, do you work with clients' fabric, not yours?
No, we don't do any made to measure services anymore.
Okay. Okay, someone saying your honesty was mind blowing. Yes, it was. It was really,
Oh,
really mind
thank
blowing.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, guys, we have so many other videos like this that are very, very inspiring by industry leaders, experts, people who have been through all kinds of things on our YouTube. For sessions like this, we always download them and put them up on our YouTube, and you learn from their stories. You know, we've had somebody from the investment space who's a big time investor in Nigeria come to share his story. How he had to knock on over 1,000 doors in New York. Imagine someone from Nigeria went to New York and was knocking on doors, before somebody actually said yes. We had somebody else who spoke about how he was homeless as well. He was throwing everybody from pillar to post. Now he's one of Africa's youngest billionaires. His name is Salah Wale Ayila. So they're different stories. People have been through different things, but the most important is, there's still light at the end of the tunnel. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. The link is also in my bio so that you can see all these videos. You can also get notifications when we also post other videos there. So someone is saying, Agunloye, the website on your Instagram page is not correct.
Yes, because it's been rebuilt. We had problems with the one that we had before. So we're actually going to come out with www.agunloyebrand.com. I think the one that says agunloye.com is being scrapped. So that will come up really soon. The whole world is going tech. So yes, we're definitely on that track.
Just go and buy it.
They bought it
already.
And they wanted to sell it back to us for 2K, and we don't want it again.
Okay. So someone is asking that, is it advisable to pay tailors monthly or per piece or commission? Okay,
see, this is why you need to be mentored. I cannot answer that question until I know what your business model is and what your projections are. I've done both, and I'll tell you that it depends on what you want. Some tailors work faster with commission, but some tailors also work faster with salary if you communicate your expectations beforehand. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, because tailors can be lazy, so if they know that there's a penalty system in place, then salary works. But it depends on your business model, and that I can explain to you during the call.
In the mentorship class. So guys, book a session. You don't just expect to get everything free.
Everything
book a session. 17 years is not beans.
If you're not willing to pay for a solution, you like the problem. So pay for solutions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have 3 more minutes, guys. So I think at this point we can just end it on a good note.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
I've not slept at midnight for a long time.
In fact,
by 11 o'clock.
I can't believe it. It's almost 12 midnight.
Yeah. My children are going to kill me today as well.
Oh, it is well.
Thank you guys so much. I so enjoyed this.
Thank you. Send the video to all your friends. Tell them to check out our YouTube page.
You have to send me the link as well, please.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Once it's done, I'll send you the link the link so that you can post it. Share with your network and all of that. Because I'm sure a lot of people will be inspired by this story. It has been super. I've had so much fun. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for sticking with us till the end. This is midnight. I need to. I'm not eating in Jesus' name. I'm not eating. I want to say I need to eat, but I'm not going to eat. I have to come out of this season a baby girl. So I'm not going to eat. You have to be like Olamide. Have you seen a flat stomach after 3 children? Hey, Father, God. The Lord will do it for me.
Thank you guys so much. I have so much
on Instagram as well. I always forget. My Instagram page is Durosinmi Etti. So follow me on Instagram, and so that you can see all the amazing work that we're doing. All right, guys.
Thank you so much, Agunloye brand, and buy yourselves a beautiful outfit this year, please. The one thing I know we are all doing after COVID is we have to kill it. We have to be looking nice and treating ourselves really nice going forward, because life is short. If anything I've learned in this period is that life is short and you can't take things for granted. You have to treat yourself well. Nobody's going to do it for you. You have to treat yourself really, really, really well.
Wow, Auntie Dara stayed till the end. My God. Oh, thank you so much, Auntie.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Thank you. Please, guys, patronize her. Patronize. You can order online. She'll deliver to you. Yes, Nara is also an influencer of life. that with the body.
Oh, nice. I'll check her out. I'll have OBJ check her out.
Yes, you
Nice.
will. She's a good influencer. All right, bye guys. Good night.
Bye. Thank you,
All right, bye.
guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, are you ending it or am I ending it?
Then I'm trying to take a picture. Okay, did I got it? All right, good night.
All right, yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.